man has been founded. We think this was a man. We don't know. Only chunks of human flesh remain.
All right.
Okay.
So, anytime you're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We're picking up from where we were, I think, a couple weeks ago with Dragon Ball GT. Just as a refresher, we just finished off the Android 17 fight, which we had a 2-to-1 ratio, and that was good. I was the one. I thought it was horrible. But anyways, we're moving beyond that now to the big dragon with a cigar face called the Shadow Dragon.
That you see once.
Yes. You see him once, and boy, does he look cartoony and awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Big ass cigar.
Yeah.
Bam.
He's just in there chopping. It's why I actually had a nightmare. I'm like, oh man, at least Super can't continue getting worse after Broly because they can't get less unoriginal than that. Then I was like, oh my god, if they do the GT arc and it's just a blue Broly with a cigar, I'm gonna fucking do something, but I don't know what it would be. I would buy a picture of Super and piss on it. I don't know what I'd do, but it'd be something.
Dude, I would give him credit. If Broly walks out of Frieza's ship
with a cigar and is just like, I'm the Shadow Dragon.
Oh my! He's like, I'm the no. When he transforms,
I am the king of
Shadow Broly. I'm Shadow Broly. They're like, then they do the Team 4-star joke with Shadow what, and he just knocks him out. I would applaud so hard. That would be great. Oh man, I would love that. Anyways, what's your opinion of the dragon, the Shadow Dragon, Poison?
It's kind of funny. It was only there for a little bit. There's not really a
yeah, no, but it was meant to be
But did you think? How did you think he looked? I thought he looked really cool. I liked that they went very old school with him.
He reminded me of Blue Dragon.
Cartoons.
Remember that old 360 game?
Looked like 80s.
I do.
Oh my god! Yep.
Yeah.
Anime.
Well, not because he was a Blue Dragon, but just the design of him.
The design.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it.
It looked like mid 90s animation. I really liked how it really stood out because it looked out of
also
early 90s.
Before we leave this note, Shadow harped on. Mm-hmm. You know, one, that had an anime, and two, I hated that game as a kid for one reason.
Mm-hmm. You get a nightmare about it?
No, it was weird to me because I was like, why isn't this following the story of the anime? Because I played this.
Oh, you watched the anime.
Yeah. Well,
it was
I mean,
my second Xbox game.
That's the big issue with games. That's the biggest issue with games off anime and mangas. Is they have to choose. Do we follow the story? Because if so, we can't have anyone in suspense of what's going to happen. Or are we just going to do our own thing?
One, you have to focus purely on gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. One is all about the gameplay, and it's very hard. Well, no. It's even if you got good gameplay, it's really hard.
Or two, you have to tell a good story with the gameplay.
Yeah, you always want to tell a good story because you know what, your gameplay is not going to be perfect. So you want a good story there to distract people from it.
I think the best thing you could possibly do, the best divide, is Attack on Titan 2. Probably.
How was that divide? That
was the best I've seen.
Story.
Well, it had a unique story with great gameplay.
It wasn't unique.
It was sort of unique.
No, it wasn't. It literally followed the story of season 2.
It was sort of unique.
It literally followed the story of season 2.
They gave you more insight on the characters, is what they did.
They gave you more. They did expand upon it a little bit, but they followed the story verbatim, on the events that happened. Everything happened
just
in the same order.
Exclude the main character being in every scene.
Yeah, exclude your character always is out of frame, sir, and then basically you sacrifice yourself at the end.
But you don't.
You know.
And I don't know what happened to that
Supposedly,
DLC.
I don't think that DLC ever came out. So you're dead because that DLC never came out.
Well, no, you don't die because at the very end of the game, at the spoilers for when you beat it on the hardest, not even on the hardest difficulty, just the regular difficulty, and you wait through all the credits, you get to the end of the game and you see the one sword you had stuck in the ground with a tattered recon cloth on the back, and your character runs, and a character, not yours, but a character goes up and picks up the sword again. So it's heavily implied your character lives.
I really don't think it makes any sense for your character to have killed over 100 Titans.
It makes 100% sense in the game. You are just dominating everything.
Yes, but you had 0 gas.
All right, GT.
Well, I twiddle my.
We're not talking about Attack on Titan yet. Okay, that's another year.
That's another decade away. So
okay. But
Start off
my
with
second note I wanted to harp on. Wait, can I
Oh
finish?
my god. Go ahead.
Well, you guys just jumped on Attack
Oh,
on
I
Titan.
know. Go ahead. That's why I'm letting you.
Here's the thing. I feel like they did put a lot of work into that game, and I want to go back and play it because also yes, it had like a part 2.
Here's
So I kind of
here's my recommendation. Reddit, what was that one game that was Tactical Command, and you went around and they had the big goofy brawlers. They were the meaty guys. Fucking old. What is it? Last Remnant. Play that instead.
Oh god, yeah.
Play that instead.
Wow, that was an old game. Yeah, you got to you had like all your different
It's a much better
commanders.
RPG, and you get
soldiers
tactical
and stuff.
RPG, and you can customize your characters.
I got very into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the game was just really slow at the beginning. Like,
Oh,
it
God.
took, it took like 10 hours for that game
And
to
you
get,
cannot play like a normal RPG. You can't grind. It'll kill you. You'll get to the gates of hell, and you'll want to kill yourself.
You will lose your mind if you grind. Yeah, you can't just sit there and grind. You got to progress through the game, and by quickly progressing through the game becomes a lot harder. It requires a lot more strategy and tactics.
So basically what ends up happening when you grind is they have like level barriers for abilities, and some of them are really bullshit. In particular, Gates of Hell is a huge wall. The Gates of Hell can resurrect your units on a faster turn rate, and basically gets his hard mode version where you can resurrect more and attack with more AoE. And
Yeah,
they do
the
more
higher
damage.
level you are.
It's a huge pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah.
It took me
It's just
2 weeks
weird.
straight to beat him.
Every enemy scales based off of your level, and they scale harder than you do.
Except for the tower captains. Because the tower captains came out. I remember I was playing with a group of like 4 people, and no one could beat the tower captains, and I just blew through all of them, except for the last one, stopped me for a second, and then I tried the second time and beat him. It's ridiculous. I want to go back to play that game, but it's just so...
I might pick it up. It's one I didn't play that, but I also am still gonna play Dragon.
It's a rough game. Like,
You're
it
not
is a
gonna-
rough game.
it's-
I mean,
it's not as
it's a
enjoyable.
360 game, if I remember correct. Yeah, it's a 360
Yep.
game. So,
Yep.
you know, maybe it'll come back on playback, and then I can go find my disc and I'll download it.
No, it's already on playback.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it already? In the
Yeah.
360?
I'm like 90% sure.
I'm
No,
not
I don't feel
100% sure. I
recently
know, the Odyssey one, where you were the Immortal, that one came out.
Odyssey, what?
Something like that. Yeah, like Immortal Odyssey. I can't remember the name of it right now, but you played it like Immortals, and I can't remember
God,
the name of it
speaking
right
of
now.
old RPGs, remember that one fucking one that was on the 360 that you could... I brought this up to Reddit like multiple times, but it wasn't Last Remnant, but you went around and like there's a bunch of machines, and any machine you beat, you could, like, any NPC you found in the game could be your ally. Like any enemy.
Fantasy Tactics?
What? No. Any enemy in the
No.
game could be your ally.
Guardian?
It was made by From
Disagree.
Software. I forgot what it was, because I remember Metal Wolf from Full Metal Chaos. Metal Wolf Chaos was in it. The President of the United States. He was the final boss. He was the final secret boss. It was crazy. I'd have to look through the repertoire of games, though, to see that again. All right, so...
Yeah, but it's not familiar to me. But anyways, so
GT.
after the dragon disappeared and we went on a long rant about things that are not GT and half you've probably never seen, heard of, or played before. Should pick all those up, by the way.
Hey, if you're a gamer, go retro sometimes. It's fun.
No.
Well, that's why they make emulators, man, so you can go back in the
That's
past
why they make
without having to buy the
emulators,
equipment.
and then Nintendo forces their shittier emulator and bans all other ones. As they slowly drip feed one game out of their thousands a
Nintendo
year.
has to sell their 30-year-old games
Property
for
for
$10.
$60. I know. It's... Emulation was totally a difficult process.
I think Ice Climbers is $5. It isn't like emulation was already done by the community for them, and they're just stealing the content now. You know, all the adjusted ROMs that run the original. Yeah, no, they're stealing the ROMs that people made that they ripped. People have ripped the ROMs, messed with the code, and improved the game, fixing bugs. And Nintendo stole those ROMs and are now using them in their emulation. The updated one, the ones that are fan updated.
Go back and play some roots.
updated.
Not too far back.
Don't go play hack roots. Don't do that to
don't.
yourself.
That's
but,
impossible.
you know,
Roots
play
doesn't
some-
exist. That's not a game.
Okay. Reddit, let's not interrupt you again.
So, anyways, no, now poof, angry dragon, cigar, pimp points, calls everyone an idiot, jacks the Dragon Balls, and boom, they're
He
gone.
doesn't jack Dragon Balls. He is the
Then-
Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
That he is the dragon, and those are his balls. They were holding his balls. They were his possession. Is 9/10 of the law. Anyways, After that, we then had to have 5 or 10-minute conversation where the Supreme Kai was yelling at everybody, and he just got on an extended rant with Bulma.
Mhm.
Basically, like, it's her.
Well, they
fault
start
because
shit
she
talking each other. It's like
dragged her.
and Bulma's just trying to ditch the blame. He's like,
Yeah, tried to
they
blame
were
her.
supposed to be harder to find, but then someone made the dragon ray hard.
She's like, but then I couldn't have found him if it wasn't for Goku. But you made the dragon radar.
And then Goku just goes, yeah, it was me. I'm gonna go fix
Goku's
this.
like, yeah, I guess I'm part of the responsibility. I guess I'll go fix this.
This
You
is
just
why
sit
I
there
like
reading
Goku as
the
a
whole
character.
time.
You don't see that in Super.
No, you don't. It's like this Goku's.
He's a hero
It's like
in this
he-
one.
he
He's
has
actually
more-
the main character.
He is, but he just has common sense. He has general
Where in
intelligence. he
Super,
isn't
he's
just like,
just...
I just want to fight. I want to fight. I want to fight.
Yeah.
What'd you
Gohan,
say? Was it
2012.
fight? No, I want to fight.
The dream
You
shall
know
never
what I
die.
mean? Like, that's all Goku is. I want to fight. I want to fight. He doesn't do
in
anything
Super,
else.
It's so bad.
Goku
He goes to
here,
the point of where he
has
hires an
moments,
assassin to kill
intelligence.
himself.
Yeah.
It's just, like, stop! Just ask
Like,
the fucking dude,
why?
he'll probably fight you. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yo,
But
we
he
can't
wanted him to
go
be.
there.
But you know, he wanted him to be serious.
He could just say,
Okay,
like, okay, you know the guy, the
serious.
blue guy by me? He's an angel. He can literally resurrect me. It's fine. He said he would. Dude, done. You're just done.
He doesn't know Wise can resurrect him yet. We don't learn that till the last episode when he
That's-
revives Frieza. We're like, why?
Oh, Frieza's a good guy
Also,
now.
no. Vegeta had potential to be a good guy. That's why I let him go.
Yeah, it was just that we saw him kill a whole entire species.
No, but Goku didn't see that.
Goku didn't see
It's
that.
why it's so stupid that they let Raditz. They kill Raditz, but they fucking leave Vegeta.
Well, I mean, Goku technically didn't kill Raditz.
It was
did.
Piccolo, yes, but I would have preferred like
Piccolo
my
was
canon of the even when I was a kid would saw it was like this would be so much better if Goku saw that the beam was gonna kill them both and just mortally wounded Raditz and like took the blunt of it. Or something, like he moved it to the side and then ended up hitting a spine or something and killing Goku when he was trying to mortally wound them both, but not kill them so
Yeah.
they could get recovered. And it's like, oh, so now Raditz is the one that's training Gohan. The Saiyan is the one that's training the Saiyan's son. Then you have better moments like when Piccolo's looking at Gohan staring at the moon, he's going, huh, wonder what's going on. Raditz like, no! Smacks him. He's like, don't look at that. Ever. Never look at that.
Or even when he transformed, he's like, oh shit. Wait, where's the moon? Ah, good. There's one there. Boom. Cool. Boy, that almost got
It's
out
like-
of control.
and then
That
you would have
Piccolo's
had
staring at it
Raditz
for
to
5
teach
minutes.
the other Z Warriors, and they'll go up against Raditz after their training and be like, you're not strong enough to fight Nappa. You're not. You're just not. Nappa's way
Yeah.
stronger than you. Don't attempt.
Don't even.
Like,
know
you
what?
need to train
Like,
much
you
harder
know
than you're
what?
training right now if you want to
I
beat
guess
Nappa.
I'll have to take care of this.
It just
You
makes
know, he's
more
only
sense
5
if,
times
like-
stronger than me.
God.
It was just a weird thing of we killed this guy, but
They
we're
had
not
to find a
killing
way to
this
keep
guy?
Piccolo around. And even
Well-
at the end here, it's kind of disappointing because, like, Goku treats Piccolo like he's his brother
Everyone who's
almost.
watching is like,
And
where's
if you
Poison
actually had
conversation?
Raditz as his brother,
Poison
Yeah.
doesn't like
It just
G-
would've made a
Goku
better
and
scene
Dragon Ball Z as
for
much
most
as
of
these guys. So Poison will not be
Wow.
talking as much this time.
Poison, hard interruption there, man. Went on an interrupting rant till he got heard. Woo!
well, that's gonna
Okay.
happen later
What do you
anyway,
gotta-
so that's gonna
what do
happen
you gotta
regardless of me
say,
going on
Poison?
about
I'm
Raditz.
just,
What do
I'm
you
just
have to
warning
say about the
people. I will
Bulma
not
rant?
be talking as much
What
as
do you?
usual
What,
this
what is
time.
your opinion about the Bulma conversation with Supreme
No,
Kai?
no, you guys
No,
continue
no,
your rage.
no, you interrupted it. You already ruined that rant, so you get
Nope.
to go. Now it's your turn. I already went. Shadow just went on his extended rant. Now it's your turn.
Nope.
Yes,
Continue.
Shadow's done now.
Shadow-
What'd you like? What'd you
Shadow
like
cannot
about
pick up where he
Bulma?
left
Did you
off.
like anything about
What'd you
Bulma
like?
in the first episode?
Did you like about the Bulma argument with her and Supreme Kai and dragging everyone into it?
It lasted like 10 minutes. I don't want to give my opinion on
You
it.
have to go back to the memory of
fine.
it. Go
Yeah,
back.
Look like it.
Bring
like
yourself
somebody-
back to it.
I like her to look better in Super.
Well,
I actually
she's
did too.
hot in Super. They make her character like way hotter. Like
Yeah.
Videl, Jesus Christ, she's like a bomb. When she shows up at Battle of the Gods, even though she's pregnant, it's like Jesus Christ, Videl, you're a fucking bombshell for whatever reason.
True to you.
I thought Gohan got out easy.
It's
I mean,
Super.
Krillin.
They make all the women look great in Super. I like Android 18, but that's about it in this one. Because it's like she actually aged. Like she became actually a working woman. She's not just blowing
I
everything
mean,
up.
Krillin also aged.
Yeah, but he grew an awesome mustache too. just not hair.
That's
Oh,
the person who
shit.
doesn't like mustaches.
Up next, the Dragon Balls, the Shadow Dragons forming. When you get that awesome fucking animation of them going through mountains and shit.
Yep.
And like Hardy, that looks so fucking good. I was like, oh, I wouldn't even care if that showed up on a mountain ridge near me. I would be like, that's
Yeah, you
awesome.
No, you'd be like, why the
I'd be like, wow,
flying
what the
ball?
fuck's that? That looks pretty cool, but God, I feel like I gotta fucking leave.
I'd be like,
Anyway,
I found my
moving
new
on.
god.
So after Bulma blames Goku, and Goku's like, I guess I'm kind of at fault, so I might as well go take care of this. Goes flies off. You know, then after
And
flying
follows
off
up.
for a bit, he's like, oh my God, I'm
God,
an idiot.
Giru.
I forgot the goddamn dragon radar. Turns around and there's Pam, and he's like, he just sighs to it his head, you know, and he's like,
Eh.
of course.
Well, it's gonna.
He's like, of course she's here, you know, like, kind of see his eyes do thing where he sighs on the inside. And then he's like, I'll take Giru. She's like, no, Giru's with me. You think he would have just like walked
Because
up?
he was worried about the Shadow Dragon's power. Because Goku isn't. So I don't like. It's again a bit of super like contrast with this Goku. This Goku is like, this is serious. This is the Dragon Balls. There's probably something really bad coming from this. I should probably do this alone, and Vegeta will eventually tag along. Like, Pan is not cut out for this. And then, but then it turns out she's actually fine for like 7 out of. I mean,
No,
5
for like
out of
4.
She's fine
Like
for 5.
4.
It's up until Nova. Yeah, 5, I think. No, 4?
Yeah, no, the last
4.
3. Because you had Nova, you had his brother, and then you got Shin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
so he was
actually,
good for 4 out of
Nova's
7,
brother is
yeah.
really weak. It's just, she was
Yeah, but
unconscious
Nova's
at the
really
time.
But he's very cunning, though. That's the thing. Like, he don't do anything. But we'll get into that later.
I have some stuff to say about Nova.
Yeah, okay. So now we start following it. They follow along. Pan decides that Goku can't not take Pan because Giru being a pain in the ass and Pan's being a bigger pain in the ass. So they walk up and they see a purple forest, I think.
Polluted
I
forest.
I think it is.
The
I
Haze
think it's
Dragon
more
is
turquoise.
Purple or gray, one of the two.
Pollution
But-
Dragon.
Okay. So they show up to the city. They finally find the town by the river. They show up. And I think that's the next episode they meet him.
No,
Yeah,
it's in the beginning of this one. He's going like, I'm the pollution dryer or something.
No, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is all pollution.
Okay.
Fucking
okay.
The pollution
Don't
dragon.
tell
The
for it.
first joke, which the first dragon in this series is a complete gag fight, and I loved it. They had so many like self-aware jokes. What are you doing? They had so many self-aware jokes about their series and like.
But Shadow, says every Super fan, why do you hate Super Tournament Arc?
What do you mean?
That has a lot of stuff for fans. They bring up a lot of things, and they do a lot of nostalgia in it.
Yeah, like how they ruin
in the
how they
tournament
ruin
arc.
all their emotional hold with Dio.
Yes, it's your own objective,
Dio, come here.
self-centered,
Come here,
fucked
Bill.
up opinion.
Come here.
Every fight was
Come here,
important.
baby.
Every fight had
Stop taking
value,
over there.
you know?
There was
It
no
didn't have value though
fights at
because you
all.
had characters like Tien, who are trained to be master fighters by the Crane School and Turtle Hermit School. Very intelligent. Tien's not an idiot. He's really fucking smart. He has the Dodonpo Ray, which is more lethal than the Kamehameha. The Kamehameha's intent is to hit like a hammer and knock your opponent out and unconscious. The Dodonpo Ray is meant to pierce and kill. It's kind of like the special beam cannon. It's a faster version, but a little bit weaker.
Also, he has the Tri-Beam,
Which
which
is-
he literally just shoots massive amount of his own life force at his opponent.
Which is just
also
a better hammer
murders
than the
fuck out of him.
Kamehameha, but it comes at a
Yeah.
cost. So
Very,
you
very
have like this incredibly
It also makes no fucking
intelligent,
sense.
smart fighter that can do all this
What
shit.
doesn't make any
That can
sense,
do
Poison?
multi-form technique. That can do all this
It's a
stuff.
Tri-beam, yet its area of impact is a square.
No, that was an
No, it's a
animation error.
triangle. That was an error, yeah.
Yeah, that
It's
was an
actual
animation
triangle.
error. And that's why
I was like
TFS
that.
made that joke,
It's
and it was so
supposed to
funny.
be-
Because
it's
like,
supposed to be
why
a
are you
triangle."
shooting triangles, but this area is a square?
I know.
Just sit there screaming.
All
So,
the squares make a triangle. All the squares make a triangle. All the squares make a triangle.
it was just...
So, anyways,
he's this great fighter, and they like look at Plague of Gripes video on how they ruined Tien in the Super Arc, but that's just one example of many. Like even Master Roshi gets misused. It shouldn't have been... Master Roshi should have been on the sidelines, and it should have been the Turtle Hermit school fighting. For instance, bring Yamcha in. Oh, haha, Yamcha's weak. They just don't know how to write them. That's all that it is. They didn't know how to write the other characters, so they threw him away in cheap fights.
Here's
They did really
the thing.
stupid shit.
I liked Master Roshi. In my mind, he's dead because I liked his final.
It would have been much better if like they.
It would have been great if he died.
If he died, it would have been better. But they had to bring him back for whatever reason.
It would have been emotional.
Yeah, I think it would have actually been a bit better if they had Yamcha in there, because Yamcha has something to prove. Roshi has nothing to prove. Yamcha still has something to prove, because he's just like Tien and Krillin have been left behind in the dirt for God knows how long. Like,
my thing with that is, Shadow, I actually like that they picked Roshi. They bossed him up way too much in more ways than one.
No, it makes no sense how strong he is.
But I liked that he was a warrior all his life, and to give him his warrior end.
Yeah, would have been great.
Well,
but they didn't.
Yamcha
That was the issue.
Yamcha could have done that same role and been a more active fighter. And you would have still had Roshi on the sidelines with the emotional tension because he's watching all of his students fight and if he sees Yamcha bring himself to the brink of death. Same thing with Tien. Like, let's say Tien's pinning somebody down with the tri-beam, where Yamcha does the capture technique that Roshi does. That would really fuck with Roshi, and he'd be like, those are my students fighting, giving their lives. Then you would still have that emotional tension there. And then let's say Yamcha dies instead, and he doesn't get brought back to life. That's so much better. Like, even if he gets brought back at the end of the tournament,
I don't know
which is the stupidest fucking thing, is that they could have just brought him back at the end of the tournament, but they decided to break that and make Goku Jesus him back to life for no fucking... That whole arc is just riddled with issues.
Heal energy that he never uses at any time.
He does it once on himself, and it's like, he was planning to do it. No, it was supposed to be a key shot.
He's just been healing himself the whole time, and that heal restores his energy. God. That explains why he ran out of energy 4 times, because that heal energy is its own different
If we're talking about energy in Super, hey, guess what? In this GT, Goku never magically gets his stamina back. He always has to get his energy refilled by his sons and his friend's son. It's never just, I got my energy back. I'm ready to fight you.
He's no longer
when you run out of
man,
energy, you're
I'm
out
dead.
of energy.
He's like, we can beat you now. He starts blocking them, and then eventually he's like, you know what? I could go Super Saiyan 2 now. Pop, like.
How fucking super. Oh my god. Okay, so Pollution Dragon. Really fun fight. I loved the jokes. My favorite one was his transformation joke of like, he gets really big and Goku's like, hey, get back, he's gonna transform. And he's like,
Nope, I can't.
Some dragons can transform, but I can't. And he's all embarrassed. Like, it's like, no, I'm just getting fat to protect myself.
I'm not one of them. That was great. I thought it was kind of funny with the thing they did with when they got weaker later in the fight. I thought that was really cool about how he was like, how they explained what their power was. Like, you see, you can't draw energy from anything living around here because nothing's alive. I thought that was a real cool little like throwback into like where they're getting their power from, because that's never actually ever explained ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. Not really.
It's a bit in Dragon Ball, because when Roshi's teaching Goku, it's like
only time it's ever implied is with the Spirit Ball.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only way it's
implied.
Well, I mean,
in Dragon Ball, it's you kind of go into it, but like, it's still glazed.
Yeah, it's so ignored, and it's just you just assume they get their power the same way Goku gets the Spirit Bomb, just on a more massive scale, but they never clarify that. And I thought that was really refreshing to get that clarification. You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I actually liked that little clarification, which is really nice in that fight.
They started. Remember when they all started getting weaker, and he's like, "That's because I'm the protagonist. I have to win, so I get stronger halfway through the fight." That was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it was.
He was just completely joking over the whole of it. Just like,
He's like, I'm the main character. I'm literally the thing you guys keep looking for. I am a Dragon Ball. I can't be worse than you. And Afterpay was beating the shit out of him like he was fucking nothing.
I gotta keep getting up and getting stronger.
Like, I'm giving credit on tenacity, though. You really can take a beating. Goku.
What
have you thought about the first half of the fight?
It was fine.
Come on,
Stop bringing attention to me, Reddit.
What? No, I'm gonna bring attention to you.
Do you not remember anything?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now, and I'm like, when was what happened in this fight? I don't know.
He's reading the fight. Wait, what? Do you have like reading of every word that was said, like just text pages of what was said by
Yeah,
who you're reading?
I'm like, I don't remember.
So basically, what happens is they show up to Hey Shenron. Pan starts beating his ass because he starts talking shit to
Watch
Pan.
this 3 weeks ago.
Pan gets stronger, starts beating on Shenron, and
You watched
doesn't
it
want
longer
to kill
than
him
that,
yet.
'cause you
Says,
watched
"Hey,
it
give me the
before
Dragon
anybody
Ball."
else.
Shenron's like,
Like,
"No, I'm
I
never
was
gonna give you the
dead
Dragon Ball."
awful.
Then starts puffing himself up, and then after he puffs himself up and slows down, he's like, "I'm the protagonist. That's why I'm so strong." And then they start getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and then he throws him into the lake. Kiru comes in.
It's really funny because it takes him forever to realize. They keep saying, like, how is he getting stronger so much faster? How is he getting stronger? How is this happening? Why? Why? It's like, and Goku's like, wait, maybe we're not getting stronger, but we're getting weaker. And then he's not laughing, like, haha, you finally figured it out. Just like,
He was great. I love that fight. This is
Yeah,
the whole of it was awesome. That was a great
personality-wise, he was my favorite. His second favorite was the fourth one, but he was
remember,
definitely
like, 2
my favorite
jokes.
personality-wise.
In the next like 5 episodes.
You
Mm.
should have done a better breather.
Yeah, I did not read
You should have
that.
actually rewatched the whole show and not skimmed them all.
Yeah.
Probably skimmed all the jokes because you were skipping to the fight scenes.
Yeah.
They do the next up is Rage Shenron after they take down Haze
Then,
in the Dragon
right,
Ball
no,
quiz.
not yet.
No,
Not yet.
Next up is Hage.
So then,
Right.
yeah, that's the next one. But I'm saying, like, after he was beating him up, he then, like,
I mean, we don't need to
haha,
go through every single episode, everything.
I'm gonna kill you by dropping you into the lake of my pollution. And who saves the day? The G-Man. The G-Man does it. Mr. Giro. And what does he do? He drags him over to the
There's
thing
one
of
little bit
spring
of water still left because it's spring.
spring water
Yeah.
coming out of there, which, in all honesty, would not be that. Would be just completely corrupted by the pollution at that point. Like, let's be honest.
I don't know. Those jets jet out a lot of water.
Very specific things.
It just
I don't know,
wouldn't
but either way-
that part wouldn't exist in a lake. I don't think. I don't
Yeah.
think that would exist in a lake really. But hey, that's more of an ocean thing.
I think Goku also in transmission.
Huh? So
Not during that fight, no.
Yeah, when he was trapped. Quotation. Can you?
No, he didn't have the energy. He didn't have the energy to instant transmission. That's why he was so weak.
Yeah.
He needs energy. Just like when he went to a kid and he couldn't properly manipulate energy, he couldn't
'Cause he
instant
was
transmission
young.
then earlier, like episode 6. You know? It's like, but he had all his energy drained because there was nothing allowed to take it from.
Mm-hmm. The pollution Okay, so after that, go to Rage Senron.
Oh.
Which is Red Hot Chili Pepper, basically. Which is literally just Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, wow!
It is just done in a way to which I won't say it's direct.
It's almost like a Godzilla joke. It's a Godzilla joke at the beginning.
It is kind of, yeah.
Because it's like the big shadow, and he's like, roar! And then it's like, oh god, it's a giant dragon. And then it's like, just this tiny little thing. It's like,
thing. Yeah. That was great.
And
And
I
then
was
he's just
running as I
live,
thought.
just going around attacking everybody. It's like, what just happened here?
yeah. The Dragon Ball humor in these first couple episodes were awesome.
Yeah, no, it was definitely entertaining. They definitely were like, you know what, these aren't going to be the most amazing like fights, so we're just going to make
But
it entertaining.
they did it more in JoJo style of like, I mean, not necessarily. I think JoJo was still in its infancy here, but it was they did it more of a JoJo-esque style where it's kind of every fight is less can I beat them physically, it's more of can I beat their power, which they focus on a lot more for these early fights.
Can we beat their power? I just liked it. Just like in the first one where the spring water just kind of gave them power, where it's like they didn't really beat him.
No.
The situation just kind of like, here's your V, here's your win card, man. You guys.
They
get
could have
the
beat him
W
immediately
card.
though if they just killed him, but they didn't.
Yeah, they
'cause
could
they're
have,
not like
but
that. They're the
it's not
prototypes.
Dragon Ball style though. Let's be honest now. That's
Rage
definitely
dies.
not Dragon Ball.
There's not much to the Rage fight because it's just mostly him getting too
Just
big.
attaching the lightning to himself, and they're like, we can't punch lightning, and this dude's like a giant
Red Hot Chili.
slime.
And
He's
then
a
he just gets
giant
rained on. It's
slime,
just like,
and we can't punch this. You know, like
Yeah.
we can't punch this. So you know what? They don't need help. They get the other god that's not in the shape of a giant dragon to help them out. It makes it rain. And no, it's not like a strip. I didn't throw money at him to clarify for poison because I know that's what he thought.
I think Poison's having trouble remembering
Yeah, I'm
anything.
including you,
I don't
Poison.
have to
You don't
say
remember
it.
anything of this fight.
No.
I understand you also remember nothing about this fight, do you?
Do you remember how the fight
Nope.
ends with Rage?
I already clarified.
Let me try to remember. Okay. No, it seems to me that Red Hot Chili Pepper connection. All I can think of is the fight where he just tries.
Well, it's very similar because it rains and he explodes and Pan goes to finish him off. He's like, no, he's already dead. And Goku's like, no, he's already dead. He's not going to be
just
able to
have
get
him
out
stop.
of this. He's exploding. That explosion's going to get a lot bigger in a second. And then it just blows up. It's actually really horrific. Some of these dragons die in a really bad way.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. Like, that one was really fucked up, you know? Like,
He's just
See, they're
panicking,
getting
trying to get out, but he can't fast enough and just blows up. Jesus.
What wish was he again?
They said it, but I didn't make note of it. I know the one after this. I think is the Patty one. The one I don't know what the earlier ones are. The wishes don't exactly mean a whole lot, except for the panty one for whatever reason. But they just felt like they needed a girl Shenron, which isn't even a female Shenron. It's actually a male, just like looking like a female.
Oh, that one? Yeah, the one at the by the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh,
I thought that was
that
kind
is
of
the
a
next
cool.
one.
That is the next one. Yeah,
Oolong's
the big
wish.
tornado. Yeah. So I thought that one was really cool because when they show up to the village at first, they were worshiping her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was really a really interesting twist where the dragons were just
Because it wasn't necessarily she was destroying like the earth, but not in the way that was immediate. So the
Yeah, not the
fishermen
way
just
that
thought it was a
humans-
benefit.
Yeah, they didn't worry about it. They're like, oh my god, we don't have fish. The fish is coming out of the sky. This is amazing. The seagulls are getting killed. We don't have to deal with those doing our fish. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're not thinking about like, well, with no
cool, like-
seagulls, nothing can really happen. The circle of life can't really continue as well. And then you have the fish. Why are there so many fish coming out? You literally cannot eat that much. So they're just rotting in the street. And it's like,
Yep. As the kid said, that was really, yeah.
Yeah, and in this weird like future that has like futuristic town that doesn't have any refrigerators.
well, no, they have
that town
refrigerators,
was-
there's just not
that
enough
was a
to
very
store
normal
it. Like,
town.
did you see how many fish were getting
You
dropped
can't-
first? That happened like
can't
10
store
times.
Those,
I don't know. That
yeah.
happened
Even
in
a
Lebanon.
factory would run out of room.
I don't know.
That's a giant. Did you see those carts full of fish?
Yeah,
And that was a
and
small
crabs.
hick town. They aren't gonna have the place, the things to properly.
Even
refrigerate
Goku
that
would run
much
out of
fish
food in his stomach.
daily.
He wouldn't have
Bullshit.
enough.
Like to have that happen
Bullshit.
daily, there's no way
I
you'd
could
be able
send
to
any
do that.
shonen anime.
I don't know. That was a lot of
Real
food.
shonen anime.
That was a lot of
protagonist.
food.
One Piece would just open his mouth.
That was the kind of. It was also a kind of neat one where the seagull
His
was
name is
watching
Luffy.
them fight, and he's like, "Oh, he's not. They don't know how to beat her. They don't know about wind currents." So the seagull showed them how to beat it.
That was, yeah. Well, that's
like,
cool.
oh,
I like.
Intelligent.
It's always like the weird things they've been doing for these fights. You know, I liked when she first appeared. And they're like, "What wish did you come from?"
It's like,
You
oh,
can
yeah.
answer that
Yeah.
question. And she looks at him all
She's like,
blushingly.
doesn't want to tell him.
That's a horror moment for me, but it's not like.
I got a ha-ha out of that. I thought that was funny.
The weird
I
thing
did
though is if you know her true form, why did she get all blushy and shit when Goku was naked? Like,
After she blows his clothes off, like, he's put on new clothes.
it was so weird. It's like, what the fuck? What? Yeah, whatever.
Hey, shit.
I mean, maybe it was a
That's
female
fine.
dragon. They just look like that, but eh.
I don't know, but
Female dragon
Oh
pick whatever
shit!
form.
Mole Shenron's up next.
yeah, after that, yeah.
That's a good one.
And I liked how after she started attacking Goku, he's like, "I see how you do that," and he's just doing
Yeah.
it too. Like, what
He's
the
doing her technique, and it's just
fuck?
like,
she gets fucking pissed. She's like, "Oh, you motherfucker." That was fantastic, dude. He just steals the technique mid-fight. Like, that gave me a good laugh right there. I don't know about you.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Boys, do you remember that fight?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Don't know.
Do you remember Natron's Shenron, the mole?
Remember the mole one?
The mole was a pretty big one.
No.
Please.
Okay, you're lagging also, so I want you to know that. First off, you're lagging. Second off, you have nothing to add. So, It's fine if you're lagging right now, but if you ever do want to add, remember, gotta do something to fix that, probably. Battle against the Mole Shenron. That was a fun one. The beginning was interesting because they're all like, they're trying to get him to get pissed off because they don't want to fight somebody who's not fighting back.
Oh, yeah, Goku.
He's like, I just want to dig. That's all I really want to do.
He's like, I can't fight him. Like, but yeah, I have to kill him. But I don't want to. He won't fight back.
Better?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't remember that fight. You don't remember the Mole one either.
I played the 5th.
Okay.
What Shenron do you remember fighting?
Nova?
I played the 5th.
You have to remember Nova.
You have to remember the Sun guy, right?
Yeah, no, I know those two.
Yeah, okay.
I played the 5th.
Okay.
Most...
You don't need to plead the 5th. We already
I
know you're
plead-
guilty.
okay.
So just say you forgot. It's that simple.
No, I played the 5th. I'm
You
not
just
talking
don't
about
He's very... He's...
Yeah.
I love most of the whole Natron Shenron
It was-
fight was good. And then they realized, oh, she's going after the city. Fuck.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop him. I liked it because he ran through the street. Goku ran behind him in the subway fixing everything.
Yeah.
He popped up. He's like, "The hell have you done? You didn't let me destroy anything." He starts
Oh, so you want to
screaming.
fight now?
He is all mad because they didn't let his destruction happen. Goku literally was fixing an earthquake while it was being caused. That was just classic. And then he wants to fucking fight. He's not as weak as you initially would think either.
No, he's his for being a body snatcher, he's actually pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't even need to steal a strong body; it was just a body. And the
You're
body
the
he
mole.
steals doesn't really do anything to him. He's still a mole in both versions. It's just
Yeah.
when he took the mole originally, it was a bit more mole-ish, and then when he took Pan, he was a bit more combative. There's only the real difference.
Yeah. But then he made the mistake every villain makes. He got cocky.
Not enough fan
He
service.
thinks nobody. He thinks
didn't.
he doesn't
He
think
thinks
anybody
Goku
needs to
can't
kill him.
touch him at this point because he has pants. So he's like, "Oh, I'll let you see her." Goku just fucking
Yeah.
just grabs her and yanks her out. Like,
Because they're still
Oh, shit.
Shenrons. So they, when you say like, "Oh, I want to see Pan again," he's like, "Eh,
I'll grant you your wish.
I can do that."
Whoops! Mistakes were made.
That was the next 2 episodes. That was a good fight too.
That
That was a
was
game.
2
That was a
episodes.
bit of a
That was a fun
flashback to
one.
something much earlier. Yeah, earlier. Yeah, which was Baby. That was a good flashback to Baby. Because
That was a good little baby thing, yeah.
it's like can't kill me. It's like, but this time Pan actually was able to say, "No, kill me. I don't want to live like this." And he's like, "All right, I'll do it." It's
But
like
he didn't.
Maybe
Because
he
he
held
did hit
back
him
a
with
bit.
Kamehameha, but he held back a lot, and he couldn't kill him. But then he got at her again. He's like, "You can't hurt me, so I'll show you to her. Show her to you." And he just, I look like he grabbed her, just pulls him out. What the fuck was that?
Following this, we have one of the fan favorites and the game favorites because they're just palette swaps. Nova Shenron.
Yeah. There's one Poison does remember. So
He is
talk
one
about
of
it,
the
Poison.
3 dragons that ever gets into the games. You want to know why? Nova Shenron
Oh.
is the same exact as Glacial Shenron or Ice Shenron,
But he's not a cunt.
and then you have to have Sin or Omega. It's basically in there.
Yeah.
Sin or Mega.
Shin turns into Omega, yes.
Yeah.
That's the final dragon.
It's the white one with spikes. You really not remember Sin?
No, I don't remember his first form.
It's
I remember
the same.
Omega Shen.
It's the same. It just doesn't have all the
The same
dragon
form.
powers.
Yeah.
Not as strong.
I don't know.
You only see
That's
him as
weird.
Omega in the games, but
Yeah.
Nova
Because he
Shenron
never
is
really-
right.
Never really showed anything to make him unique to being a character normally. But that was
He's
his
just
name.
the strongest, I think.
He was just powerful. So.
So, Pan had 1 second of action hero music before she gets knocked out. She gets a brief moment of action hero music as she goes to fight Nova, and Nova's like, "Nope, you're done."
Oh,
And the
no,
movie
no, no.
just
I love
shuts
that.
off.
I love it. He just flies. He just karate chopped her. And then Goku's immediately like, "Oh, shit, not again. Don't use her as a hostage. I already
Put
had
her
to kill
down.
her."
I'm gonna ask
Okay.
you one thing. Put her down. All right.
He's like, "Okay." Doesn't throw the.
He has no interest. And you want to know why Nova's a good guy? Because he was born from a bad guy's wish. Literally, he was born from Evil King Piccolo's wish for youth and his power back.
Yeah,
So that's
right. I
also
forgot
why
about that.
he's not hostile towards Goku as much as the others, is because he's not based around, like, the other ones are very loosely connected to Goku, but you can still kind of say, if you
All
never
the
landed
wishes
on
are
Earth,
associated.
this would have
Goku-
never happened.
Goku gathered all the balls
Yeah.
still for those wishes.
Yeah.
For that one, Goku didn't gather the balls for him. That was the difference.
And that's why
You know,
Nova
he
is
was
so nice.
selling-
Also,
Yeah.
Nova is the 4-star Dragon Ball, which is Grandpa Gohan's ball. That Goku originally thought that Grandpa Gohan, soul was inside the Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
the
So-
4-star bowl has a lot of significance. And this is
Mhm.
why this character is a good guy, is because it's a 4-star ball. There's a lot of reason
Yeah.
behind that.
Had a lot of relation back into. They brought back a lot of lore. They brought back a lot of stuff from Dragon Ball. Like as I said the whole time, this is made of love of Dragon Ball, and appreciation of Z.
Yeah, there's a good bit of Z in there too, though.
Yeah, what I'm saying
Yeah.
is like it's the love of Dragon Ball and appreciation of what Z is, but you can see that their true love is Dragon Ball.
And they
from
changed
just
Z
the way it
around a bit
was.
to make it more interesting, so you're not just watching Z again. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
these are unique fights. These aren't just, I'm stronger than you, I'm gonna blast you away.
I got a stronger Ki blast than the last guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Body temperature to levels even higher than the sun, Nova Shenron boasts about. And I don't think I need to say how stupid that is, but considering he is a humanoid creature formed from the evil energy stored inside a magic wish dragon's balls, it can probably get a pass.
you can't
When you
really,
start
like,
considering
get
the
into
situation around it, because my immediate,
everything else.
I was really like, oh god, that's so stupid. The Earth would be so fucked the moment he stepped foot or even did that. Like Goku would be dead even nearby it. That's so illogical and dumb. And then I'm like, it's Dragon Ball. Fuck am I thinking
But you're like,
about?
wait, is it made from the Dragon Ball to the Dragon Ball Z? And that is Goku.
It's like, it's fucking.
Gotta kind of give him a pass, you know. It's like the Goku started fighting him normally, and every time he goes to punch, he's like, "Ow, why'd my hand hot? Ow, why'd that burn? Why'd that burn?"
They actually have a
No,
good
like
fight
that-
where he's hide and seeking him. He's
That
not
was
directly
great. He's
confronting
hiding
him.
around everywhere. He's like, he can't find me.
And it's a great start too, because they make it a point that Goku's really weak right now, and
Yeah.
he's like pretty much running on fumes this whole time.
I just didn't like how they were like, because I'm hungry. I'm like, please.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the hungry jokes during the show.
My shonen weakness.
Yeah.
That's what I just didn't like. I wasn't a fan
That
of
or motion
So.
sickness. No.
it. Well, Goku doesn't have motion sickness.
I know.
He's not
that's
Natsu.
shonen. That
He's
is
not
a shonen.
Natsu. Not Natsu. to be fair,
My
so.
quirkiness has failed me again. No.
So, but yeah, it's like I just didn't like the hunger thing. Like, I would have liked it better if he just said, I just haven't recovered from my last fights." Because he
Now,
did
another
transform
shonen
Super
manga
Saiyan
does
4
that
during his last
well
fight. I would have
is
preferred him
One
just
Piece.
saying it rather than like, I'm just because I'm hungry.
One Piece just had an arc. I'm
Good
never.
for-
No one is allowed to recommend One Piece, by the way, so I'm not spoiling shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Oh yeah, no, that 800 episode monstrosity. Who the fuck would be dumb enough to start that?
yeah. I
Well,
just
you
watched
guys
You
my-
know
will be
I'm
shocked
thinking
by
of
the
you,
next
Shadow.
recommendation.
You know I'm thinking about you. That's right.
Yeah, but
Shadow's gonna say
it,
Philip
this,
free Naruto.
Oh.
no, he gets weaker by being hungry, but that's because one of his crew members was taken from him and is basically being in a hostage situation, and he won't eat anything until he gets his crew member back. So he's gone like 6-7 days without eating anything, and is still fighting a whole entire kingdom.
Hmm.
So it's really emotional.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was
Don't you
actually a
want-
good scene.
I would like to point out that Goku being a Saiyan, there's a thing that Saiyans have a much, much, much higher metabolism. Because Vegeta eats the same as Goku, and so does Nappa. Because Nappa eats like 3 or 4 bug people.
No, I understand that. It's
Like
clever
they
to have
eat
higher
a
metabolism.
lot, and they have to eat
I
a lot
under-
to fight the way they do.
I understand they have the enhanced metabolism, which is part of
But
the reason why.
Which is why
Wrong.
senzu beans were so good, because there were 3 full meals in one little bean.
Yeah,
And then they could grow back limbs! Because
Then you get magical heal beans
Z!
because Z. That's a great explaining.
When
But
did they grow
anyway,
back limbs in C?
Hmm?
When did they grow back limbs in C?
They don't grow back limbs, but they
They
can
don't,
refill
but-
wounds, they can fill up holes in you.
it can heal any wound though, as long as you're not dead. So even if you're missing a limb, they say at one point it would heal the limb. It could heal
practically,
back
yeah.
limbs. It's something they say at one point. You
No,
know,
they started
but
using fertilizer on shadows. Shut up.
they never seen it done.
And
We
they
never
never
actually.
talk about why they can't mass produce beans, because in Dragon Ball it's like, oh, they were originally, and they have to take a lot of care of them.
Well,
it's like, fuck
all
you.
all we know is that corn makes them. That's
Yeah.
it. Or in Yajirobe's
That
Bean
is-
Daddy.
And that in Trunks'
Bean
future,
Daddy.
they have no beans.
Bean Daddy.
Bean Daddy died.
Bean Daddy.
Other Shenron shows up, the Ice Shenron. And you see him creeping on
that's after
Pan.
Goku.
After Giru was creeping on Pan.
I got a creepy Stardust Crusaders moment with strength kind of vibe.
Where Giru's all like, Giru, love Pan. And it's funny because like he's like, Pan's so nice when she's asleep. Giru loves Pan. Like, come on.
What wish was he?
What?
What wish was Gear?
Giro's the little robot.
Giru's the
Yeah,
robot.
no,
Giro's the robot.
Oh, Gear.
Giru, he's the one with the dragon. He ate the Dragon Ball a time ago.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what wish they are. The most important wish is like the 2 times it actually matters for the character is the panties and
Shenron. This
Nova.
one.
Nova.
Yeah,
Yep.
with the King Piccolo.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to see the difference in personality between one done from all the ones done by them and how they were compared to how the ones done by an evil king. You know,
Where's King Slug?
Lord Slug.
it isn't even that
exist
Nova
because-
was a good guy. Nova just wanted a fair. Nova was just literally Goku.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, a lot.
Cool.
He just wanted to fight.
Lord
He
Slug
wanted a
doesn't
fair
exist.
one-on-one fight against somebody stronger than him or equal strength. That's all he wanted that whole time.
Yep.
You know, it's like that's literally his whole motivation for existing. It's just to fight Goku one-on-one because Goku's the strongest person he knows is existent. If he knew of Beerus, he'd want to fight Beerus. You know, he knew Xeno, he'd want to fight Xeno. You know, he don't exist in his lore. But either way, he would want to fight whoever.
Chad, how do you feel about Beerus and Super?
He was good at first. Battle of the Gods, he was one of my favorite characters. And then they turned him to a joke. Kind of like Piccolo.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tien. Kind of like they always have to do. Kind of like Frieza. Where they just became a gag. And it's like, stop. You've literally ruined the character. And they kept making Beerus go like, I'm threatening and smart and incredibly intelligent. It's just like, but you're not. You're displaying all the stupidest character traits. And it's like, God fucking... Ugh. He was more cool as an Egyptian god that was just super fucking threatening and was dangerous and was incredibly intelligent.
God, with the
I would have liked it better probably if him and Weiss didn't end up training Goku. If he was just kind of this supreme entity always off to the side.
Maybe if
you know what I mean?
Maybe if Weiss secretly trained Goku and Beerus didn't know about it, that would even be cooler.
Maybe like when he was asleep and he saw sleep, he went to sleep after that. You know, feeling fulfilled.
And then he gets up and he sees Goku there. And he's like, fighting you.
Weiss? What the fuck just happened? Why does this man have blue hair? He had red last time I saw, and blonde before that. Blue wasn't in this equation. But you were thinking about replacing me, weren't you? He was like, you were thinking about replacing me, weren't you?
By Whis
I
and
don't
then
know what you're talking about.
someone else.
Kill him now.
I would rather Whis been training Vegeta and Goku been trained by, I don't know, insert super powerful someone here.
Only Beerus. It's the only other two powerful being you could train him.
In their universe.
Yeah.
They could create someone.
I don't know. They could create somebody.
Suddenly Rochi.
Well, see, that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing that I wanted to talk about that I thought about actually. So, you know what would be really cool? If you had a scene, because, okay, I was going to talk about, but Vegeta has a very, like, an episode devoted to him. Like, ode to Vegeta almost. And, like, Vegeta gets super focused on towards Sin Shenron's fight. And they have a big thing about Vegeta and, like, his past. Really cool, and they do it, and they make Vegeta a better character for it.
Yeah.
In Super, they don't do that. He's just Vegeta
Well,
still.
they go over. It's like basically, it doesn't make them better. They just show you, like, you don't notice how the growth happened. You know, so by having all these flashbacks and a little monologue about it, you could kind of see, you could get a better feel of his character growth. Which, ironically, that episode,
Call it what it is, right?
you could literally,
Fucking,
it's a flashback. It's a flashback. I wouldn't say it's content.
It's a bit better because it's not talking about like
it gives you a lot out of that.
It's,
it gives you a
not
lot
talking about just like what happened 10 episodes
like
ago or an episode ago, like most animes do. It's literally early in the beginning of the last season of the show, like the last
series, of
yes,
the show. It goes back to the beginning of
the last
Z,
series, and then
it talks about when he first shows up to Earth. He kind of talks about everything. It isn't just like, you know, Sasuke walked up to Itachi, and Itachi's like, this is why I killed our village. And it's a 2-episode rampage about why he killed the.
And then Sasuke's like, he killed my village. What? He killed your village?
then
And then he's like, he killed my village by taking my mother. It's like explains the same thing that just happened. It's like, I know. Shut up.
And then Sasuke then would immediately after that have a flashback of everything he went through because of that.
We don't talk about this in this.
Well, I'm just
Nothing's going to
saying.
get worse than Shippuden, though. So, hey.
Nothing will get worse than Shippuden, yeah. Oh, well, Shippuden,
Woo!
but yeah. But anyways, I'm saying like this is it is a
Have you
content.
watched
But
Shippuden?
they did it.
I watched up until my 2 favorite people died. Sasori died. When Sasori died, I was very disappointed. Because he had a good
Sasori?
fight. It was just dragged
Puppet
along
Puppet Master?
20 episodes. He was the puppet. He has the best
Puppet
line
guy.
in, I think, all of Shippuden of, yeah, your puppets could wipe out towns. Mine wiped out countries. Because he has
Oh, yeah, when he
10,000
looked at her.
puppets,
Yeah.
and the other girl only had 5. So it's just like...
Yeah,
that fight
and then
is
you
such
do
bullshit
5
that he loses. Oh my god, it's like... They
Yeah,
have
we
to
don't need to talk. We
stretch
don't need to go into that. We don't
hard
need to
to
go
make
into
him
that.
lose.
10,000
to-
ways that all
God.
come to one.
That
We
if
don't
you
need to
get
get
nicked
into
by, you die, and there's just like... And yeah, they explain, like, why are they attacking so unison and, like, so predictable? Well, it's because he's controlling 10,000 puppets, so obviously he's not going to put all of his mental power in each puppet. But then it's like, as the puppets thin, and he gets down to, like, a couple hundred, you should be able to fucking, like... there should be no excuse. Whatever. That's
Either way,
another
we're not
show.
talking about that.
Holy fuck. But one of the...
Yeah.
I was talking about Vegeta.
No. As we were talking about Vegeta, yes.
So,
As I say.
fuck, I
ahead.
forgot what I was going on. Vegeta did something really good.
Okay. So what I was saying
I'll
is
get
that
to it in the
this
Vegeta
was
episode.
a content dump, right? It was a content dump. I'll agree 100% because that's what it was. But it brought
You
out.
say it's a good content dump.
It was a good content dump. It just brought out a lot of character. It made you
Well,
look
it's a
at
content
Vegeta differently, and it let you fully understand his thought process during all these events.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of like rather than trying to figure out what he's thinking, he literally just tells you what was going through his head, and it brought a lot of light onto those events and why he did it. You know?
And it's a nice
And it
thing
was
because
really
like
cool.
he always seemed
Yeah.
like an aggro asshole for most of it, and he is.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
But you gotta
oh,
kinda-
this is what he was thinking in some of the more ridiculous moments.
God, I just got scared.
So it kind of made him.
There
It
was
made
a
him
thunk
more
behind
human.
me, and I was like,
So.
what the fuck was that? But a tree fell.
It made him more human at that moment. So I thought that was really great. I loved that. I actually loved that episode. That was one of my more favorite episodes.
You could have had a good moment like
personally in the
that
show.
in Super during the final tournament, where if you had all the Z fighters there, let's say Yamcha or Hal, even Roshi was there, and they were all fighting, and there was this one fighter who created an aura around him that you just couldn't use any ki, you couldn't power yourself up, you were just your body. You were just your body.
You had to fight him just base or
You
something.
had
yeah,
to
like
fight him with skill. There was no way you could cheat and like power up or go beyond. It was just, you have to beat me. And you see
that was-
Tien and Yamcha or Master Roshi and Krillin, and they all walk in that willingly. You know, they're ready.
Yeah.
They're ready. They're willing to do it. Goku even walks in there. He's like, yeah, let's do this.
No. Goku's busy fighting like
Or somebody, yeah.
Kefla at
But
this
you
time.
see,
Yeah,
like,
he's fighting. He's
Jiren,
doing
and you could
another
do some
big fight.
goofy shit like Jiren accidentally gets caught in it in the initial burst, and like some of the other Pride Troopers throw him out. And it's like, no, you stay out there. You do not come in here.
Yeah, no, that would be.
You're
funny too.
ace in
Like,
the hole. And
You
Vegeta's
are
in there.
not
And
ace.
Vegeta's in there. And
No.
he's fighting with them. And he's just getting his ass handed to him by a jobber, like a nothing. A nobody. And he sees
Yeah.
Yamcha and Tien and Krillin going up against these really fucking unbelievably tough guys. And Vegeta's the one getting his ass handed to him. And he's looking on like, why can't I fight? Why am I not able to fight? It's like, oh, I never learned how to fight. I learned how to brawl. These people are actually martial artists.
Power. Like I learned how to actually.
These
and it
people
would've
literally know how to
explained, too.
fight. And it's,
Yeah,
it
would
could have been a
great,
good
too, 'cause it
moment.
would've-
And like given Vegeta, because Vegeta shows respect towards basically everyone who fights in that tournament. But
No,
he
just
shows a
mostly
lot of
Roshi,
respect
like,
towards
let's be
Roshi.
honest. He gives a lot of like visual respect to Roshi. He doesn't
Yeah.
like actually do anything visually of
And-
respect, like show any signs of like
Mhm.
Tien or Yamcha, but Krillin.
That would have been
You know.
such a good moment to balance out Vegeta and give him more character and be able to develop and be like. And you could have even done the extension of like Vegeta then goes to train with Roshi, because that's always what would have been cool, is like the Vegeta actually learning how to fight. Like genuinely learning how to fight would have been cool, because Vegeta never learns how to, is never like a martial art. He's a bit of one in the original, in his original
Yeah.
fight, but then after that he's not. He's just not. He's just straight up brawler.
He wasn't even really much of a martial artist. He was just kind of like
he was more. I came in and I'm
15,000.
stronger than Goku. They even go about it in the episode.
Yeah.
Like I came in and I was stronger than Goku, but he kept doing these huge gambits, and pull out more strength than me, risking his power wildly, doing stupid stuff with his power. But he would always come out in the positive because he had something.
It always worked out.
Yeah.
Like there was something watching him, something watching over him.
And that's a really, like, all of Vegeta's lines during that episode are fucking awesome. Because they're great. They're great lines and need great character. We were talking about Nova. I know I deferred this, but still.
Right when his brother showed up. Yes, right when his brother shows up and he just kind of slaps Gear out the way and takes Pan. And Goku's like, oh, no. And
well,
like,
you don't know what happened with Pan yet. Goku doesn't see that yet. That's next episode.
Yeah, but we're kind of getting to that point. Like, they're not really talking to the context.
It's mostly just the hide and seek fight with Nova.
Like,
we
did the hide and seek fight, and then Goku transformed as a 4 at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
kind of like he's able to transform. He's like, I can take you serious now.
55 is actually the episode of flashbacks. Holy shit, on time. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. You were 1 episode off.
Yeah.
Yes. You were literally 1 off. I know.
DBZ relation with Goku and how it changed him. Awesome. I gotta say it's done really well. Makes me want to watch Z again and original Dragon Ball again when they go back and talk about that. Those scenes. That's later. That's there's too good of a line for Dragon Ball. It's like Vegeta at one point was pondering to himself. He says, "Am I the only one strong enough to be able to fathom the depth of your might, Goku? Is that why I'm destined to be the second? Because I'm the only one even close enough to comprehend how strong you are?" It's like such a fucking good line.
It is. It's like, it makes you think about it. You're like, holy shit, he really is just kind of there to just be the only one who understands what's going on.
It's such a fucking awesome line for Dragon Ball.
That's actually correct. God. Kind of makes you realize that. It brings it to light, and you're like, shit.
And I love Bulma playing into his ego in that episode constantly and just being awesome. Like, the first episode of this arc, she's kind of shitty because she's, like, bitching and whining at Goku. Like, Goku did it. It was all Goku. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, God. It was Goku.
She was literally acting like a old school getting blamed for something, just panically trying to throw the blame at anybody. Like, no, it's because you said this, or else I could have done that. I could have done that without you.
But Bulma actually kind of redeems herself here because she's actually being a good person with Vegeta and like even playing into Vegeta's ego a little bit towards the end.
He is his wife. Yeah. He is her husband.
Well, you can actually it gives scenes like this give merit to their relationship, and it shows like that they actually care about each other. Whereas in Super,
they did that in Super.
You get very
they did that. They did that. They really did that in Battle of the Gods. That was like in the beginning of Super.
Yeah.
They did the whole thing where Beerus hits her and then Vegeta just loses his shit. Touch my Bulma! And it's like, whoa.
Okay, I can't actually state how that's canon scene. If we're talking about canonicity, is the only thing that matters. Because that movie is non-canon, remember, Reddit? It's the show.
It happens in the show, though. It happens in the show.
I know, but I don't know how the scene works in the show.
It's almost identical. It's literally one. It's literally
in the jungle.
Yeah. No, he knocks Beerus into the jungle. Still hits her at her.
Calls him, and then she gets hit, and then she's like,
Bulma got hit at her party still. She still got hit at the party.
The part that I like the best about this, one of the nice things about the episode is that Bulma knows how to play into Vegeta, his power fantasies of like, yeah, I bet after this, you're going to be so strong, you could go Super Saiyan 5. And he's like, what? Super Saiyan 5? He crushes the can? He's like, actually like, what? That such a thing exists? It's almost like Vegeta is so nearsighted that he only sees the next, like the peak that he knows exists is all that exists. So the concept of Super Saiyan 5 is like, what? No! That can happen? Oh my god! You think I could hit it? And she's like, yeah, I totally think you could get Super Saiyan 5. I was like, yes! Imagine me on top again. It's so good. Like, I love that whole shit. It was awesome. GT Vegeta is my favorite Vegeta by far. Like, I can't even... None of the other ones even come close. He's such a good character because he understands where he is and he's like happy with where he is. It's you get a bit of that too. It's like my favorite scene of Vegeta is Z, where he dies to Boo by killing himself when he's Majin. It's like that's a really good fucking scene. That makes Vegeta's character. That's the only reason he's even slightly redeemable from that arc because he's incredibly stupid during that arc.
You watch that scene? You say run over it.
What?
Red.
What's up?
Yeah, have you watched that scene in Z, the sacrifice?
Oh, yeah.
With you say run over it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched it.
You say run.
Oh, not with you say.
Oh, not
run
when you
over it.
say
No,
run.
No.
Like,
No.
it's just
Yeah,
a
you
song.
should watch
I
it. You
mean,
say run. It's actually really emotional.
the song, the scene itself is just emotional.
The scene.
It's just a very emotional
You
scene.
could have
I mean,
that same scene without any music whatsoever and just the energy, and it would be so much better.
Yeah.
Because
still get a lot of
it's just
impact.
pure, like, Vegeta genuinely going, I fucked up. I'm gonna fix this. And he's like, what does he do? He says, Goten, take Trunks out of here or something. Was it Goten or Gohan?
No,
Yeah,
somebody.
I watched that.
Yeah.
So he punches. He says, "Son, come here. I haven't hold you since you were a baby." Hugs him. He says, "Dad, I'm embarrassed," and punch him in the stomach. Goten says, "Why would you do that?" So his leg, and then he chops his neck. And Piccolo says, "Yeah, I know what you want." And then he's asked, "Will I get the same thing Kakarot gets?" And he's like, "No, you're a bad guy all your fucking life." And they was like, "Okay, that's fine. You can go. Hurry." And then Piccolo zooms past Krillin, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
It's such a fucking good scene. It's so. It's like it's literally the only reason that Vegeta's even redeemable from his arc that he had in that. It's the only reason it's even close. So, again, it's like those are the moments that just shine through, and then you have what happens next, where Nova Shenron it actually ends up protecting Goku from Ice Shenron.
Yeah.
Where he stops, Ice Shenron's like, "I'm gonna get the win. I'm just gonna kill him. You're being an idiot."
No, because he was telling Nova Shenron.
No, I don't want to win like this. This is cowardly.
The whole time was about trying to make him kill Goku. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way he wanted. You know, it was like a difference in ideologies. They were having an ideology battle than an actual fight between the two of them, and Goku just happened to be stuck in the middle of it. You know, and that's what was kind of cool too, because it was kind of a fight within a fight. You know, and I like when they do that. I like when things do that.
And you don't quite know which side Nova's on, and he's like he's kind of being passive, but then Nova goes too far with Pan, and he's like, "Nope, nope, nope, not having that." Yep, there's the dog.
And he loses his shit. Yeah, like
so fucking good. I love Nova. Nova's a good character. He's a genuinely good character. From all the
I like Nova.
Yeah.
So after that episode, we have the death of Ice Shenron.
Yeah.
I think he's called Ice. Is he just called Ice? I think he's just
no,
called
he's
Ice.
not. He has another name. He has a name.
I didn't catch his name then. I just wrote down Ice.
It's not even in the synopsis. That's how
Google.
Crap. It's like he wasn't even in the synopsis.
So Ice gets hit super fucking hard. Do you remember how Ice dies?
Oh my god! I just remember Goku just loses and just goes actual power.
He punches clean through him at first, throws his body off, and then when he's on the ground, like about to die, he blinds him, and Goku's like, "I still have all my senses, you fucking idiot," and Dragon strikes him into oblivion. And the Dragon Strike is so strong; it's not just him. He actually creates the energy, and it circles the entirety of the city. And howls. It's so fucking cool. Dragon Strike is like the best fucking move they give Goku during this.
Yeah.
It is so good. And they even bring it back, and it's like the evolution of his Ozoro Strike. Apologies for that interruption. So
you didn't hear us.
Dragon striking through
he dragon murdered the ice one. You know,
okay.
It was also nice to see like Goku go murder mode. You know what I mean? Like he's never gone like, I'm actually gonna kill you.
The only other time
you know
he's
what I mean?
done it is Trombone.
Yeah.
After Trombone kills Krillin.
Yeah. Kills Krillin. And then Goku snaps an original Dragon Ball.
Fucking music.
Which was great too, because it's like, you know, he fought one dude who was really strong, and he just walks away. Care about you. Like the fight when I was that was TN, right?
Yeah, you actually went back and rewatched that? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like he beats the shit out of TN. And he's just like, TN's like, so you're gonna finish me off? He's like, I don't even care about you. I got Trombone I need. And he's like, what? He just walks past, and she just like dumbfounded the whole time. He just walks in. It's funny too, because it's like he had a big fight with the end. He just murders him instantly. Like a 2-second fight. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's because Goku's a Saiyan and actually genuinely got pissed off then. Like,
no,
there's only 2 times where Goku's. There's 3 times where Goku's genuinely been pissed off. 2 times were at Krillin's death, which they redid in Super in Z.
In Z.
And they brought back Krillin dying again. And he died to Frieza, and he was originally really pissed off at Frieza. But then over time he realized, He's just like this because he's so strong and has never been humbled. Ever. So after this, when he's a torso, he's like, I don't even feel like I need to kill you anymore. I don't even want to kill you. And just gives him his energy. He's like, there you go. And then Frieza does the stupid thing, and then he turns around and you get, you fool! He just blows him away. You can't really. I'm not gonna give it too much just for redoing Krillin, but hey. They even do it again in GT. But in GT, Goku has a more calm reaction to it because this is the third time. I shouldn't freak out about this again. I really shouldn't. So, Sin Shenron shows up, and as Nova's giving him the cure for his blindness that Ice did, he, which I don't know how he had, maybe created from energy. It's not the first time Piccolo can create clothes. So
Ice as it's spelled E-I-S.
E-I-S? Ugh.
Yeah.
Ice.
And Nova's spelled N-U-O-V-A.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I guess it is Ice Shenron, just all differently.
Yeah.
Sin Shenron shows up, shoots Nova through the chest. Kills
Nova.
Nova.
I think it's a chest.
Regardless, kills Nova. Where is my... Okay, there. Killing Nova Shenron as he's helpless. Goku, as he's helping Goku. Small thing here. Nova Shenron is the first Dragon Ball. Goku's Dragon Ball. After Grandpa's died, I believe the father first started Dragon Ball, but held his Grandpa's soul. So Nova Shenron was almost always intended to be at least a little good. Okay. Shin doing his speech... Wait, was it Sin's speech immediately after this? I just really noticed this.
Isn't Shin
Sin was doing his speech about well, Sin is actually spelled usually like S-Y-N because they couldn't have Sin in an American animation because that's football. But it's Sin, it's S-I-N. It's the embodiment of their sins and shit. That's why he's so evil and strong and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's basically Sin. Most games though he's typed in S-Y-N or they just do Omega. So, which is smarter.
They'll usually just do Omega.
Which is just the smarter option because you don't have to deal with that and just say Omega.
Yeah, and it's more people remember Omega a little more than Sin.
Yeah. But like, where was I? Oh shit! Sin's doing a speech. I just realized that Nova was the only wish made by the evil Piccolo. This is where I realized that. So he had no standing grudge with Goku and his group, unlike the others. And then most of this fight is still just a hide and seek between Sin and Goku because Sin is just so much stronger and Goku's also blinded. But they do some really unique things of Goku hiding inside of the roller coaster to get closer to Sin without him noticing.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah,
that was really cool. I was really impressed. That was the moment that made me go, these fights are really interesting and I love it. Because it's just...
I mean, the fights are just done creatively. You know what I mean? It's not just I'm going to walk up and punch you and I'm going to punch you harder. I mean, they have that. But for the most part, that's not the fights. Which
Android 17 fight.
Yeah.
No, as I said, they usually don't have that. But that's the rest of rarity in the group, though. That's the thing. That's the exception to the rule. But for the most part, they're usually interesting fights where it's just not settled by punching. You know, just me punching harder than you the whole time. Or you punch harder than me, then eventually I just start punching harder than you because you've hit me enough.
Yeah. At the end of this fight, Goku gets knocked down, basically gets like hanged from his pants or something against the pole.
Yeah, that was great.
And the announcer goes, Pan's alone to face off against Sin Shenron, and I was like, ah!
I think
sure she is.
Okay, well, you're not fooling us with this one. You're not fooling us.
She hasn't even gone Super Saiyan. She does that later. Not even in the show. Shockingly enough. She does it in the games a lot. Because it kind of makes sense, but hey. Oh, shit.
Well, it absolutely makes no sense, actually. It completely breaks the canon set in Z.
What?
It completely breaks the canon set in Z.
Of Pan going Super Saiyan?
Yep, because they say anything beyond half Saiyan cannot go Saiyan. That was a thing set in Z, actually.
I don't know how they would know that.
It was, that's what they said. They mentioned that during Z. They were like, yes. I guess they went Super Saiyan faster, but if they had any more human blood in them, they wouldn't be able to transform at all.
I just don't get how they would know about that. I don't
know, but it was
Vegeta's base speculation.
It was just said it was said as a thing now, so it is like canon. That statement is canon, unlike GT. So when Pan goes Super Saiyan, she breaks that canon, and Super didn't actually break that canon.
Pan doesn't go Super Saiyan in GT though; it's mainly in the games.
But still, it's like
GT
but still, whatever
actually,
she does, it
a lot of
breaks
people
it.
said some things about GT, like for instance the Beto, the cannon shows up that turns Goku Vegeta into Super Saiyan 4. I remember somebody saying a long time ago that he could only do that once, that was the one time he could only do it. No, the only reason he could do it once was because Bulma was a dumbass and tried to fire at Omega with it. That's the only reason that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, if the show continued, there wouldn't be no reason that Bulma couldn't create a miniature version of that, you know, and then give that to Goku. So let's be honest here.
Like all that mattered was that he had it. There was also another thing. I'm forgetting about them though. Goku next episode is Goku's friends and family shows up to help.
Oh yes, we need your power. All of your power.
Yeah.
They're like, but you can't handle it. Like, I don't. Do you really think we have time to consider that decision here? Like, I like that reaction. Like, you could explode if we give you all our power. He looks at you like, you really think we're beating that?
Yeah.
The power of all 7 Dragon Balls, a being that can use all the powers at once. If you give me half of your power.
Why the fuck? So my question is, why the fuck did they bring Hercule, Chi-Chi, and Videl? I mean, Videl's the strongest there. But that doesn't mean she comes even close to starter Vegeta.
You need cheerleaders.
He is the man.
And Hercule is the hero of Earth, technically. Hercule is the hero of Earth.
And like, yeah, I get it. It makes sense in the, okay, well, we're all going to die anyways if you don't beat him. So we might as well be here, and if we're going to die with you. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I get it. Fine.
There's no reason not to be there, in all honesty. What you going to sit home, drink some beer, you know, pop a few beers before the end of the Earth comes if Goku doesn't win. You know, this isn't like the last 2 fights where they had a cameraman recording the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think Shenron, I bounced back between this accidentally, but Shin is also supposed to be like, Sin is supposed to be Shin as an evil Shenron. Yeah. And I never liked that Japanese thing of just throw Shin. I never liked that. Oh god, my dog might throw a pissy fit. They really they tease Super Saiyan 5 a bit even more. It's like Goku's getting powered up, I believe, and he's like, "You're going even beyond what you were before." And he's like, "I gotta go stronger." Dio, are you really? Oh my god. Hold on, I might have to go deal with my dog here in a second.
No, hold on for you, since Poison doesn't remember anything.
Oh, no.
I can't. Okay,
I'll be back in a minute.
Remember last night?
Oh.
Fucking yeah, German Shepherds suck. It's the one bad thing about German Shepherd. They get really upset if anybody leaves. So, where were we? Sin, Shenron, all the Goku's friends showed up. That they really teased Super Saiyan 5. Yeah, that's what it was. Because like Goku's powering up, and I think he's saying, "I need to go even further beyond where I was," or something.
Okay, so what it says here is that he slashed his eyes. He didn't actually like use an attack. He just physically cut his eyes.
Yeah, and they were. Then how do you?
Yeah, and that's why he was blinded.
But he gave him.
Yeah, I don't know how he could.
But
cure,
Nova
but
was going to give him
saying
the
here.
antidote for it. So I think it was like
Maybe he had a
ice
sensu bean.
poison?
Maybe he had a sensu bean. He just liquefied a
Maybe
sensu
it's
bean.
a liquid sensu bean.
Could be a liquid. I mean, could you really be shocked?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, honestly. After Zing
Yeah.
kind of fucked me on everything.
So, okay. So, anyways. Da-da-da.
Love Beyond, someone needs to push themselves further. Okay,
Yeah.
so the games don't encapsulate how threatening Sin Shenron is. In the moment before he attacks Majub is so fucking cool because he's threatening him and he's actually threatening. Where Sin's like, "I'm just gonna kill you. You're not even. You're not a
You're
threat."
not even a thought to me. It's like they're sitting there powering up. You really think you're gonna hold me back?
But a lot of time, media has a really difficult time about imitating that and like how threatening Omega and Sin actually is, because usually he's just a big tough guy and they don't get any of his good lines. What he says there before Majub is really fucking good. I don't know what the exact words are, but hey, maybe I should have written them down. Shin. Oh, after Goku gets powered up, Shenron then absorbs the Dragon Balls to match Goku.
Yes.
To become Omega Shenron, getting all the Dragon's powers apparently, even though I recall him being exclusively Bruiser, but whatever, which I was immediately proven wrong at the beginning of the next episode. Because this is the one time he does use all of their powers, and he does use them later on too. I just don't remember it.
He doesn't use them that often. He only really.
He uses it once to save his life and once to, which is
he
loose on electric slime, but hey.
Couple times, but he doesn't really use their powers that much. But in all honesty, with most of their powers, would it make sense for him to use? Like, in all honesty, because he can't possess people. I mean, he can't use the mole's power, really, because he couldn't possess because he had a physical body, I guess. You know? So it's kind of like, it's not relatable to him. You know what I mean? And what's he gonna do? Just spread a bunch of poison? Like, come on now. Yeah. You know, I mean, that would have been the best power there.
It would have been.
Would have been the best thing. Just corrupt the whole area, kill everyone around him with poison, and then poof, Goku now just base Goku with 0 energy and is an Omega Shenron. He wins the fight instantly. But
we have the
whoever uses the best power for the situation.
So we have the interesting moment of Goku dragon fisting a Mega Shenron, and his family and friends and granddaughters stand on the sidelines watching him, cheering him on, and it's just like, that phrasing. When you write that scene out, doesn't play well for radio.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Gohan, I mean, really then we have Vegeta showing up, turning into Super Saiyan 4.
Yep.
Which then gets immediately followed by Gohan saying the line that made me go, yeah, I wish you did. Where Gohan, after Vegeta transforms into Super Saiyan 4, I gotta learn how to do that. It's like, yeah, Gohan. Yeah, you should. You should learn how to do something of value.
Oh, no, I loved when Fusion got brought up. Vegeta was like, no, that's a good idea. Yeah. Immediately, not even a second thought. Like, that's a good idea. We should definitely do that. You know?
Oh, you mean Majin?
And we got to see. Yeah, he's like, that's definitely a good idea. Vegeta was like, I agree. It's like, let's do that, Goku. He's like, Goku was kind of like iffy about it the whole time. Like,
yeah.
What? It's like, I kind of want to just beat him with me. He's like, nope, we should fuse.
No, but it was Vegeta that originally recommended fusing. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. He's the one that brings it up, like, Vegeta was all like, let's fuse it. Goku was kind of like the one iffy, like, I kind of want to beat him by me. You know, like the whole time, like, kind of like, I don't want to fuse.
Well, he wasn't sure if Vegeta really wanted to, or it was just like, eh.
And then Vegeta's like, yeah, let's do it. He's like, I guess so. Like, he was so like...
And then you have Majub going fucking, hey, that's like really good idea. Hey, we should do that. I'm gonna go
distract them. Oh, yeah. And then, like,
and then Gohan's like, They all like look at him like he's a weirdo when he says that.
Yeah.
And fucking he's like, well, you're not strong enough. Well, in reality, you're not tall enough to fuse with any of them.
Yeah, you have to be similar height.
Even though that gets flibbed so hard on Vegeta, because in reality, Vegeta's like foot shorter than Goku. But
I mean, the bigger thing though is having the similar power.
That's why they use the Potara rings.
In honesty, like, no, they use the actual fusion dance.
No, they don't. Goku and Vegeta never fused like that.
I swear they didn't dance.
No, they didn't. They learned how to do it, but they didn't.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they fused with the dance. They didn't use the ring. They didn't have the Porta earrings there.
They
didn't have the Porta earrings there during that fight.
Vegeta is Porta.
No, they become Gogeta.
No, that was the show.
Gogeta.
That was no, that wasn't the show. That was the
GT. They become Gogeta.
In this, yeah, they go Vegeta. Yes. Gogeta. I'm talking about back then. When they fight
not originally, originally during Boo, they went Vegito, because they used the earrings of Vegito and dance is Gogeta. Yeah.
Which I'm saying that's why they used it back then. Because first off, Vegeta didn't want to do the stupid dance. And second off, they were kind of not the same height. Still.
Yeah, no, they weren't.
But here,
fine. Like the dance definitely worked.
But of all things you can flub, that one's a bit more fine.
Goku bent a little extra more to his side to kind of get the right angle, you know? Who needs a spine when you're a Saiyan, right? Let's be honest here. And Raditz sitting there in heaven, in hell. I wish I had a spine. Sadly, he was the one person that wasn't provided.
Like, seriously, I would have been
every other villain.
Oh, God.
Every other villain, including that.
Raditz was there. Raditz was there. He was just like one scene villain.
No,
Nappa just gets a scene. That's the only difference.
Raditz was not there. Raditz wasn't there.
No, he's in like one of the
they
groups that are coming at them. He's in like I think he's in the Frieza Force, maybe. I don't know. He's in one of the groups. I know that for sure. It's just, you have the moment where it's like, where Raditz is talking to Goku, and Raditz is sitting there going, so Goku, you kept Vegeta alive. And Goku's like, yeah. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. It's like, Goku, you understand how many planets he's blown up, right? You know how much of an actual bad guy he is, right? It's like, no, I don't. It's like, well, he ate a planet's inhabitants. Oh, were they like pigs? No. They were sapient bugs. He ate most of them. Just because he wanted to. It's like, oh, well, I'm sure he's a good guy. No, Goku. Vegeta is not a good guy. Ah. Even the fight that they have is just so abrupt and like, we gotta have a fight real early and Z. Beginning of Z.
Yeah.
It's the only part I don't like about Z is the beginning and the end. All a boo. All a boo is kind of filler. But hey.
Hey.
I've never been seen anybody defend
Okay.
Boo
So
apart from like,
you're
I like
saying-
original Boo, and I'm like, you're right.
I don't know if that's right. It's like I found like a picture of like what pretty much circled where he is. I don't know if that's him. I'm trying to find him. Like, I don't know.
He's in one of the shots, I know that.
No. They're showing a shot of like Cooler and like the fat android and stuff when they were coming out of hell, and they show like they think the one in the back looks like Reddit. I don't know. It's like I don't even know this one, which shows Frieza. I don't know if this is him. Like you don't get a good enough shot to be able to tell. I guess it's a maybe is good enough. But...
Hey, it just goes to show that the show doesn't really care enough about Reddits.
Yeah,
They had this great character that they could have used. Never used.
We don't even know how great of a character. All we know is that he was Goku's brother.
It was a great potential though, because you could have had the scenes after where he's like, where he's training and he's training in Goku's house, and he's like with Chi-Chi, and like technically, he killed his brother, and it's like, this is weird. Eating dinner, just having Raditz sitting there awkwardly eating dinner with Chi-Chi just glaring at him, just like, It was a weird moment.
Yeah, no. Like it definitely could have been interesting, you know, because it's like again, Raditz was such a weird character because he wasn't like the other Saiyans. He wasn't like Vegeta and Nappa.
And they just brought him out and they forced
the whole time he's sitting there during the fight. He's like, "Look, Goku, just come with me."
Goku is he's even the one being rational, and Goku's the one being like, "Nah, I gotta beat you."
I have to kill you.
It's like, why?
You know, it's like, the whole time, it's weird.
If Goku just went, "Hey, do you want to go get something to eat?" and Raz was like, "Sure," that you probably could have talked that out.
You know, and that would have been like, "Can we start playing afterwards? We'll talk about it." You know, we'll talk about it.
If you could have talked that out, is the worst thing about that fight.
Yeah,
because Raz wasn't like hardcore loyal. Because even Nappa and Vegeta constantly talk how they're shit talking him. Nappa, the only reason Raditz was loyal is because that's literally the only thing he's ever known is going from planet to planet, taking it over, and then Frieza taking it over.
Yeah.
And giving it off to Frieza and selling it off to Frieza, where like Frieza does something for him. I don't know, keeps him alive probably.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Yeah.
And it's just like you could have done something with that. It's just why Piccolo? It doesn't make sense. It just like he's fine from being there.
Again,
it just he shouldn't have been Goku.
This comes into the thought of Toriyama doesn't put any thought into the future of his shows as he's writing them. You know what I mean? And at that moment, he felt like he needed something strong for Goku and Piccolo to show that they're no longer enemies to fight together. You know what I mean? Like the symbolism of just them fighting together. You know, it's like
Piccolo still relishes the fact that he gets to kill Goku.
Yeah. Then he proceeds to immediately kidnap his son. I know, it's weird.
It's like weird. Like even take the recent, because you just recently watched DBZA 60 Part 2, and whereas DBZA 60 isn't exactly like the best DBZA episode, it is a pretty good recreation of, like, it's a more jokey version of the Cell games actually. So you got to give it that. And like Piccolo does a lot of lines. Now imagine if that was Raditz talking about Goku, and like it was Uncle Raditz talking about Goku with like, no, Gohan doesn't like fighting very much. Would have been a bit better than the evil King Piccolo going.
He's no longer known as
that.
Okay, he's known as Daddy Piccolo. Even Cell calls him Daddy.
That's not what he's actually.
I love that. I love that. He's like, I'll kill your father last. You hear that, Piccolo? Like, I'm glad somebody else said it. At least someone else said it. You hear that, Piccolo?
Honestly, the only joke that really got me was, oh fuck, what was that? I forgot it. There was two scenes. I only remember the one of Trunks going around. He's like, Krillin gets knocked out. He's like, Sensei.
Oh, yeah.
And he throws it at his head. He's like,
Go to his face, yeah.
maybe I should just leave that in here and shoves it in his mouth.
That was pretty.
Oh,
that
it was
pretty
Tien.
good.
It was fucking Tien's joke.
Then
of,
Tien, he makes like the sensu
yeah.
joke. Yeah, I sense.
Oh yeah.
Need a bean.
No, but then Tien, when he gets up, he's like, great. Now I get to see how horribly insignificant we are vertically instead of horizontally. It's like, yeah, that's Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like that's just a realization.
Speaking of which, Poison, are you still here? Poison's
I
gone.
think he left. Yeah.
Poison's dead.
Oh no, I like to see when they were all talking about the club. Yelchin's like, welcome to the club. And Tien's like, welcome to the club. I knew there was a club. Can Yelchin?
Yeah, team.
And he was like, Team 3-star. He's like, no. He's like, wait, Team 3-star, is that a club? I want to be in. Can I be a part of the club?
And Vegeta goes, no.
It's like, oh. And then I forget what they were talking. Oh no, well, again, they were talking about something else, and then Piccolo says something, and TM says, well, oh yeah, Piccolo says, I haven't done it. Goku's like, we've all done something wrong. Piccolo's like, I have literally done nothing bad here. And he has like, welcome to the club, and Yamcha, I knew there was a club. Yeah. That one got to me. That was pretty good. But anyways, so they fused, it became Gogeta.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Gogeta. We literally got to see a reimagination of Vegito fight. Literally verbatim.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, it was Gogeta. It was literally the same as Vegito.
Bit more goofy because Goku was more in charge, but
yeah, it was a little more off the wall, especially with the Kamehameha Fetty. The whole time building it up is like a one tack. I can eliminate you and make you nothing, not even leave yourself. Man, he's like cringing his eyes all tensed up. Man, Fetty. And he's just like, oh.
There does the party poppers, and it's like, oh! And Omega's like freaked out. He's like, wait.
What is this? I love how he's dumbfounded by it. He's like, I don't even know how to react to this.
And then you have the thing of like, well, why is Gogeta being so loose, and why is he joking around? It's because he didn't know that they would have such a burn on the fusion technique, and it would burn his power faster.
Yeah,
so it works, it does. They genuinely give a reason.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, it was cool because they just didn't understand the time they had. They thought they had plenty of time.
This is the reason why I strongly disbelieve that anything can even hold close to a candle to SS4 Gogeta or perfected Super Saiyan 4, because it's just too fast and powerful at the same time. You can't... Like, the only thing that comes close to it is Ultra Instinct, I find. The only thing that even... Because you've seen it now fresh in your mind. He punches Shenron so fast that he thinks he got hit once. Like, he doesn't think... Like, he didn't see him get hit, but he knows he only got hit once. And it's like, so fucking good. But perfected Super Saiyan 4 is so unbelievably powerful. Because that's what fusion does in my mind. That's kind of what it does. It just pushes you to the peak that you could get in that. It gives you basically perfected Super Saiyan 4 if 2 Super Saiyan 4s fuse. 2 Super Saiyan 3 fuse, you would get like a perfected Super Saiyan 3. Kind of works.
Which is what you kind of get with Vegito.
And if 2 perfected Super Saiyan 2s fuse Goten and Trunks, you get a Super Saiyan 3. You go one step above. It makes sense. It's a good fusion is a good way to boost a little bit.
Basically, you can say Gogeta is what Super Saiyan 5 could have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would be like the border of that. Which he was hysterically funny. It's like it was really. It was like, the whole fight was just hysterical. He's just making fun of him. He's literally mocking him, and he's in pitch. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!" There's a pitch. Somebody just knocked it down. Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. What
I loved the most though was when they tried to fuse again. He literally went out of his way to make sure it didn't happen.
Yeah, he's like, no, no.
I like when Majub was gonna stop again. He's like, dude, I understand. Last time I had, he looked at me. He's like, just so you know, the reason why it happened last time was because I didn't understand how strong they would become.
Yeah, no, that was Gohan saying. It's like he didn't think that they would get that strong enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't think they would
get. If you went in there now, he would just obliterate you in a second. And then he would go back after them.
He knows exactly what they're capable of now. He didn't know before then, so he indulged you. He was willing to play around with you, but now he knows what it is. He will murder you instantly. Don't even get the thought in your head. That's why none of us are walking towards him. We understand what happened. It's out of our hands at this point.
I don't understand. It's the thing of like, It's the thing that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta comes up, and it's a good end. It's like, it's a good bookend to like, there could be more, but this is how powerful it is now. Like, this is the peak that you could see.
Like, it's a Dragon Ball thing where they show you that there can be more, you know? Like when Bulma joked around with Super Saiyan 5, like, we see
and Goku, when he's going Super Saiyan 4, he feels like there's more to it. He feels like he could go farther. But it's like, it's such a good power because it's all the speed and all the power you could ever want. Super Saiyan 3 was a bit of that. And then it's just upped in 4. It's just, it's really cool. And
the problem was 3 just had no energy control.
I feel like most people don't understand. Well, it's because Goku was, like, no one used it long enough. It was fresh when Goku did it on Earth the first time against Boo. And it was, even later, he, like, barely uses it. Like, he gets no time to get used to 3. There's no time for it. It's incredibly powerful and fast. He just never does any, like, honestly, he spends more time in 4 than he does in 3. Straight up.
Yeah,
like, he never gets a chance to learn 3. That's why when Super, they're like, 3's coming back! He's gonna use 3 again. I'm like, oh, cool, I finally get to see 3, and it doesn't just get instant transmission Kamehameha in all the games, because that's, like, the only thing it ever does. And it's just like, no, now he gets nothing! He gets a frame. We get a JPEG in Super. Yay! We
get a JPEG. We get a JPEG.
So
they don't want to animate it. It's too much work.
Hated that. But even 4 is like a ton of animation work because it's cool and unique. And it's like,
because you had the tail, you had everything. You had everything going on. You had the crazy hair, you had tail. You know what I mean? Like they did put a lot of work into the animation, which is appreciated.
The clothing was unique clothing and shit. It's like, come on.
Oh yeah.
It's a unique character. It actually looks cool. It's fucking
Yeah. Yeah, no, I loved it.
It's why I find it so hard to, and I think what most of the reason is the problems that people have with, the problem with people have with GT, and this is one of the moments where it came out super hard, is like, most people's problem with GT is the fact that they don't watch it. They get the memes of it, and they watch some of the fights, and they're like, all right, that's the show. Yeah, GT's bad, but like, when you watch it, it's not bad, it's just Z. Like, the only thing that you could think of bad about it is the beginning of Dragon Ball. And if you don't like Dragon Ball, GT's not the worst. Dragon Ball's the worst for you. Like, clearly.
Yeah.
Because it's a longer version of that. So...
it's just 25 episodes. It just goes from 25 to, like, 240 episodes.
Yeah. So it's just, you gotta... Yeah, I feel like most people are just misinformed when it comes to GTA, honestly.
Yeah, I think people just
don't want to
go online to read two angry reviews. Yeah. 2 angry reviews, you know, and then they'll just base their judgment off of that, you know. It's like,
because when it gets Z, it's actually better than Z, honestly. Parts like the later ends of this, I find is better than most of Z, but it even has its good moments, but it just doesn't have the hype around it that Frieza arc leading into Cell arc, and like, oh, Gohan's gonna be the new power, and then it's like. And then everyone hated the Boo arc, which was filler, and it's like...
Yeah, it didn't have the arcs themselves weren't as memorable as Z's arcs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they were really great, and they were high quality, but none of these arcs have the impact of what the Frieza arc did, kind of. You know what I mean? After watching them.
But Frieza arc isn't... You know? Even rewatching Frieza arc, like, it's not even the greatest.
When you first watched the Frieza arc, when we watched these for the first time, these didn't have nearly the impact. You know what I mean? Like... Because I remembered the Frieza arc for so much longer than I remembered any of these arcs when I first watched GT.
I think it was just what you've seen before, and by that time you've burnt out a bit.
Maybe, I don't know. But even after Cell arc kind of had more of a memory, you know, more memorable to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think these are all great. I always remembered
this a bit
more. I don't think these are as memorable. I think that's a kind of a big issue for people who were initially watching it. And then they watched it, and then they come back and they commented on it years later. Super came out, and they're like, "No, this ain't as good," like, you know, because they don't remember.
They don't have the power scheme. They don't have the unique moves, and like they tease some unique things in Super, but they never go to commit on them like this does. This commits on some gimmicks, which are good to have when your power scaling is the show.
There's a lot of interesting gimmicky fights, you know, where it takes creativity or just a stroke of fucking luck, you know, to be able to do it. Which
is fine, but like Krillin throwing a shoe on a guy and getting knocked off, that's not. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, that's that was just kind of.
I know it's going into Super, and again, I don't hate Super as far as ratings go. At the end of this, skipping ahead a little bit, but Poison's already gone. So Poison, by the way, if you're talking, your mic's off. We can't hear you.
No, he's gone.
when you're talking about like how do I rate all these, I would say Dragon Ball is an 8 because that's mainly nostalgia, is breaking past 7. Z is a 7, GT is a 7, Super is a 6. Super is still better than most anime. I would still recommend Super before most other things. It's just, as far as Dragon Balls go, it's not there. It's just not at the same level as everything else does.
When you're going into Z, it's like, well, the animation fights are done
the
well.
The animation's good, and so in the fights, when they get going and you get a good fight.
Yeah, they get going.
You get a good fight. It's good. It is good. It's genuinely good. That's why it's a 6.
It's like, it's like they put a lot. You can see the quality of it. You can see that
you can see where they also skimmed like a motherfucker on it.
Yeah, it's like them reusing clips and stuff. Like it stands out so much, and when they half-ass it, because they work so hard on so much of it that the scenes they don't work on just make such an impact.
Like, why is Jiren strong? Why does he believe the way he did? He lost, and his whole family was wiped out. And then
he lost, and all his friends were killed.
And then he got a group of friends, and they rallied around him because he was so strong. Then he went back to fight him for justice. Then he lost. Then like 90% of his friends died or left. And it's like, why is he strong though? And it's just like he lost. It's like, that's not it's not an answer.
I would have just preferred if they turned around and they said after losing he learned to control his anger, kind of like an advanced form of what Gohan did. You know what I mean? Like he kind of got power. Like he learned to control his rage. Kind of became more Zen-like, and that's why he's always looks emotionless until he fought Goku and lost his shit. But for the most time, he was just so emotional. It would have explained that. And it would have been something simple like that. Like he learned to just control his rage, and he turned his anger into power. You know, and then Goku's in there like, kind of like Gohan's mystic form.
Yeah.
And then White's just like, yeah, I guess it's similar. You know, something like that. That would have, you know what I mean? Like it would have added more depth to his character. Would have explained the way he was acting and how he acted, because he couldn't be angry all the time. He couldn't run around screaming and attacking people because he's too zen and meditated and Buddha-like. But they didn't. He's just
not
like
even
that.
He's just an angry, pissy person. Like when you see his real personality, he's just angry and pissy. It's like, come on, what is this?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would have been like, you know what I mean? Like, give us a little depth of what he did, or some training, or something. Just give us something to grab onto as a relation to it. It's like backstory is one thing, but backstory doesn't explain strength. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't explain what he did. It just explains what
how this character is now all powerful.
Yeah, like, it explained what happened to him being all powerful, rather than how he became powerful. And that was the question. Yeah. How is he? Not
bring back to GT. How does the big bad get bad? He has all the dragon's powers. He is the embodiment of everything they've done wrong, past in the show. Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why I love GT is because GT is basically all of GT towards the end. The last arc of GT is like, listen, we could have done things better. That's what it is. Yeah. It's literally what it is. It's the dragon saying, hey, you could have done this better. You didn't need to bring out the Dragon Balls. You could have just actually done this yourself.
Well, it made you just realize like how stupid and petty some of those wishes were. Yeah. You know, like it made you realize.
As Mike cut out, I'm now here alone for a very brief moment. Oh no.
Sorry about that. I'm plugged on.
I was like, do I have to carry this solo now?
So, you know, it gave you that realization, which I thought I liked that a lot about it.
Yeah, it's just
it's
nice. It's nice. Like all of it's nice. And then at the end of 60, though, we're getting back more on track. 60 towards the end, Gogeta dies again. Never see him again, sadly.
Yeah, Gogeta.
But you do get a good bit of fusion action going on again, and it gives enough for like the games to take character of it. And you got enough moves, so like you can do some stuff still. But it's just you don't get a lot of it. Goku nabs the 4-star ball.
He eats the 4-star ball, which was kind of funny. Yeah. Like the whole like nearly choking to death, and they're like,
and then Vegeta's like, "Spit it out, you idiots!"
He's like,
"You're gonna choke." He's like, "No, got it. Gonna get it."
And Folly swallows it.
And it's actually, and when you think about Goku's plan during it, it's actually pretty smart too. Of like, well, what Shenron does is he takes it into his body and infuses it with a bunch of his good energy, which Gogeta already shows can do. Because he takes Shenron's negative energy and turns it into good energy when he kicks it back up in the atmosphere.
He knocks it back
fixes
up.
the earth, basically.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Which is cool, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like that, all of Gogeta fighting Shenron was awesome. Then you have how Goku fights from then on, where he nabs the 4-star Dragon Ball. It's good, because it's smart, because like, ha, you can't be full power anymore. It sucks for you.
Yeah, I like that. The Goku reversed to his child. Right
like, yeah.
Too.
He's like, oh,
Because
God.
they couldn't do the fusion dance again. They couldn't do the dance. That was great.
Because Shenron realized, oh, he's out of energy too. This is also taking a toll on him. And he's just like, oh, fuck. And then Shenron does the really cool thing of like, no, I'm going to let you fuse. No, you can. If you can do it, you can do it. But he's already well aware that Vegeta's tapped.
He knows they can't.
He knows Vegeta's tapped. He's no Goku's out, and he's like, "Do it then. Do it. If you can do it, do it." He's just like trying to just really pummel it into them. Of like,
he wanted to like break them, which was kind of like, I'm gonna break. Go ahead. This now. It's just like, oh, I like what they did. They both realized like, yep, we're completely pooped. And Goku
we're out.
Like, yeah.
And Vegeta's on fumes, and Goku is completely exhausted. Then afterwards, you have the 4-star ball appearing on Goku's forehead. 61.
Yep, and then it pops out in 62. It was towards the end of 61.
62, it pops out, yeah.
Pops out, and it becomes a Nova Shenron again.
And Nova is actually full good this time, because he was absorbing all of Goku's energy.
Because in it the whole time, like, it's fine. He'll tell them, like, he's my puppet, no matter what his morals are, because he's filled with my energy.
Like, that's what I did.
My slave. And Goku's like, you understand? I can turn your negatives into good energy. Like, what?
And then Nova backstabs Omega, and that's the thing, because Nova could probably, in a straight-on fight, beat Omega even at like high power, because the sun shit is too strong. It's just, he even points that out. He's like, when this blows up, I don't care. I'm gonna live. You're not gonna live. This is way too hot for you to live. I relish in the sun. You don't. And then Shenron comes up with the smart thing that, honestly, Nova probably wouldn't know he could do. Of just like, no, you're taking all the balls, and then because you took all the balls, you're now Omega Shenron. This is really fucking cool. It's a good way to beat that, honestly. It's a good, ha, gotcha. And then a, nope, got you instead. It's really good.
Go away, Bill, turn the tables on somebody.
But then, and then it's like, well, people go into like, well, why does Vegeta in Super Saiyan 2 able to fight Omega, which is coming up which is coming up next, literally, of like, Nova taunting Omega was awesome. Of like Nova turning his back, he's like, "Oh, so you're not willing to shoot me because you don't want to shoot me in the face. So this is more your style." And he turns his back to him, and Omega's just pissed off, like, "God damn it! I could kill him in a second, but I don't know what he's gonna do." I love that. That was awesome. Nova's just great. Nova's a good character.
Yeah, he was.
Then you lead into Vegeta, which is where a lot of people have issues like, well, how come Vegeta was able to fight Omega at full power? First off, Omega used a lot of his negative energy when he tried to blow up the Earth originally against Gogeta.
Yeah.
Couldn't. We all saw how that turned out. So then,
exactly, yep.
Then, after he turned all that to good, his main power source was kind of dwindled a lot. So he's a lot weaker. It's why he doesn't just obliterate them when they're in form.
Yeah.
And then it goes into... Well, okay, how come Vegeta is able to do that after Omega Shenron reforms? He's still running off the same negative energies they were when they were born. So, not only did he take it, and then he takes in Nova, who was Goku's positive energy. Because if you notice, the Black Dragon Balls, either it's an animation error or intended, the Black Dragon Balls are no longer cracked after they absorbed Nova again.
Yeah.
Because he got flooded with good energy again, which weakened his negative energy-based power. Mm-hmm. And he's still exhausted because everything he does takes negative energy. He's not using ki. He's using negative energy. So, there you go. He's by the time it gets to Vegeta and Super Saiyan, he's really fucking weak, too. It's not just, I'm all powerful anymore. It's, no, I'm actually pretty worn down from this fight. And you still have Nova in there fighting against him.
Yep.
So,
and while Vegeta's distracting him, Goku does what Goku does in this situation. Gathers the Spirit Bomb.
Which is really cool, because Vegeta originally thinks Goku's dead for a while, then gets knocked down, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta keep fighting. Goku's gonna be able to do something here.
I have to do this for the world.
Yeah.
And he's like, Goku must have a trick up his sleeve to fool me for this long. which was cool. So then he calls King Kai and he's like, Kai, there's not enough energy on Earth for me to kill him.
Yeah, get the
I need to
universe.
get it from everywhere.
A universal spirit bomb, Goku. That's amazing. That's a
like,
perfect idea.
I got you, man. He's like, I got you. He's like, you're the bot, I'm the dealer. I'm gonna sell you this.
That
shit.
has a
Boom,
ton.
Universe power yours.
That has a ton of good callbacks too, because you see old villains
Oh yeah.
and stuff like raising their hands and shit to give Goku energy. It's like that's just neat.
That was really cool. Yeah. That was a really cool little flashback moment, of kind of everything coming together. It also shows you just how vast Dragon Ball Z GT was, just in general, just how much of a scope the show actually covered, because you tend to forget about that.
Yeah.
About just.
I mean, granted, most of it was GT because that's where they show the most like extra stuff. But like, Z does too a lot too.
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
You get the
they got some
Namekians
Z.
that show up and they start giving him his power. Yeah.
Yeah, it just shows you the depth of the whole world that you tend to forget about, is how deep and big Dragon Ball's world is, because they don't show anything most of the time. It's all just gone. They just ignore it because there's too much for them to have to go back to. It's a nice nostalgia feeling, having watched all the shit leading up to.
Which happens again a bit later. But you get Nova. You reminded me of something, an aside to the aside we had earlier of DBZA. The one joke that actually got me, apart from the bean stuff, was the only part that got me in the two that got me hard was when Goku instant transmission Cell. And it was mainly King Kai going, he's a hero. He did the sacrifice for himself.
Goku pops up. King Kai, what should I do with that?
Took that out. And then he's just like, And it's just, and I'm thinking in my head, so Goku's now transmissioning to different places like Namek? No. People. Damn it. Space? Can't breathe. House? No, that's still on Earth. Fuck. And then transmits there. He's like, hey, King Kai, what do I do with Cell? And just blows up. It's fucking great. So how instant it was great.
It's like, I just was like, I'll see you soon, my friend, he says. And Goku pulls up, hey, King Kai, what do I do with Cell?
That was the one moment that actually properly got me.
That was really good. That was a really good.
That was the best moment in DBZA for a while.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah,
I'm talking about ever since so like Frieza.
That was the best since in episode 60 by far. But anyways, so Goku.
Goku dies? Probably dies at the end of this. Probably dies after the spirit bomb. It's assumed.
It's assumed he dies, yes.
And like his shirt gets tattered and stuff, and like tattered off, and then Shenron resurrects him.
Yeah, it's all gone. Yeah, Shenron brings him back. Yep.
Because Shenron's even like, you can leave now. You've cheated death enough. You should probably take this and like repent a bit, almost, of just like, you can just chill with me for a bit. And Vegeta's like, you're going to train with the dragon, aren't you? He's like, shh. I might be.
Well, no, it's basically the dragon taking Goku off to become a god to watch over the Earth.
Yeah.
So he was going to teach Goku on
because
what
everything's
it is
done.
to be a
and
god.
Like, if Earth ever needs him,
Dragon Balls
he'll
are
show
leaving.
up.
Yeah. It was like he's leaving.
He now gains now think about it. He now gains Omega Shenron's power, actually too. So like, damn,
we don't
Goku
know
strong
if he becomes. We don't know if he becomes one with Shenron.
You don't, but it's like he absorbs all the Dragon Balls. It's like. Maybe Shenron just had him hold the Dragon Balls for a bit to like recharge. They're good a bit faster.
In the good energy, yeah. I don't know, but it's like basically he just says, I'm never coming back. I'm leaving Earth. And Goku says, I'll be back when you guys no longer need it, which is literally 100 years later?
It's not 100 years. It's like...
No, it clarifies it. Like, I'm looking at the synopsis. Let me see.
Pan is still a grandmother, though.
100 years later. Yeah, 100 years later, because that's when Dragon Ball
I guess they would live that
Century
long.
happens. That's when Century happens. It's 100 years afterwards. But yeah, it's 100 years later, because Century is based like right after the end of 4. It's about Goku Jr., and that takes place right after the end of the tournament.
Yeah. Which is a good fight, a good lead up, and they go through a lot of as Goku's being carried off by Shenron. They have a really good moment where they're flashing back through it's the final episode, and they flash back through like all the stuff that Goku's done.
Yeah, well, I like when Goku was going around saying goodbye to everybody after they were all revived, because the first thing they wished for was for Shenron to revive everybody before the Super 17 fiasco, which murdered 80% of the population.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Sure, I'll do it."
Yeah.
You'll get
Yeah,
this
and he's like,
last
yeah,
wish.
no, I can do that. You give me that last one, you know. And then he chose to bring Goku himself. But I liked when Goku was going around to everybody, like he popped in.
That was
with
so
Goku
nice.
And revived Krillin, you know, saying his final goodbyes. You know, what I mean,
And they even get one last
hell.
fight, and like Roshi knows what's happening.
Yeah,
he's smart
you know,
enough, and he's just like,
yeah.
oh,
Well,
Goku's...
Krillin knew too. Krillin
Yeah,
knew
maybe.
too.
But Krillin was like, "Where'd he go?" Whereas Roshi was like, "Goodbye, old friend." It was just kind of nice.
Roshi
like,
kind of caught on that it was his final goodbye, you know. And I like he popped into hell and he said his goodbye to Piccolo, and he was like, "Hey man, don't worry, you'll be back.
You'll be out of
in
here
no
sooner or
time."
later.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Like,
it's
you'll
just
be
like
out
this
of here.
really nice feeling ending too. It's
Yeah.
just,
It was just a really good feel thing. It was, you know, it's
it
like
makes you want to go back and rewatch the fucking shows again. It's like it wants you to. It's like this is
That's
good.
what the whole show does that though. It makes you want to go back. Like it throws in nostalgia. It's just such great points that just give you a warm feeling. You're like, man, I really want to go rewatch that scene now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I rewatched the Vegeta bad scene after watching the flashback episode because I couldn't help it because it's like, you know,
because they do skim that a bit. They just show him blowing up and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just such a kind of a cool thing listening to his whole monologue. I mean, I know I covered it already, but I just loved the monologue. Just the whole. It's like it was just such an accurate.
It was really well done.
It was so accurate too on his mentality.
It was super
based
well
on a bunch of people who did not write the original show. Like everything Toriyama had nothing to do with that series.
And it was 100% to his character, and it made.
Yeah.
And some people that got confused and like missed some things that made it make sense again. It's just like. It was so well done for most of this, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame that it gets such the bad rap that it does, honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't deserve it.
It really doesn't deserve any of the shit it gets. No. It's so...
No, it doesn't. Mm-hmm.
It's so much like... I mean, don't laud it on a pedestal or anything. It's not the best God's gift to anime, but Dragon Ball never was. You know? It's on par with Z, and I don't really have much else to say about it. Like, yeah, it's good. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you get down to it. The one thing, though, when he's saying his goodbyes, that just keeps reminding me of, like, Piccolo, when he says his goodbye to Piccolo, is like, don't worry, you'll get out of here soon enough. It would have been nice if it was Raditz again, because then it would have been like, hey, bro, I know you did that for me, and like, that's nice and all, but like,
it would have been nice to just kind of like see Raditz pop up and be like, hey, bro, it's like, Goku? Like, hey, I know it's been a long time, man. I just got to say I'm sorry. You know, I know if we would have probably sat down there and calmed down, could have had a lot of good things happen.
All the goodbyes was great.
I never got to know you. You know, but
you get like 3 Piccolo goodbyes in this arc. So if you love Piccolo, you get a lot of good Piccolo scenes.
You do get a lot of good Piccolo scenes, like him between
him when he saves Goku from about to die on the planet. He's like, go, and he takes and he gives Goku his energy, and he goes off, and the Piccolo's gonna die there anyways. He's like, I shouldn't really exist. And then he get him saving in Super 17 before he goes to hell, and then he gets the goodbye. He's like, and it's even cool because you see Piccolo just like fucking up bad guys in hell. Yeah. Where he's just like, oh my god, I hate you, losers, and all the hell operators are like, hey, Big Green!
He's
Mr. Green!
Like, oh my god. It's like he shows up in hell, he's like, God, I forgot how much proportionally weaker 90% of the people that used to scare me were. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot how much proportionally stronger I've gotten. It's just I've been standing next to Goku and I never could actually realize it. God, this is sad.
The final flashbacks of like that they do is just awesome. Like they do a bit of flashbacks, and even him showing up as a ghost was nice. Oh, by the way, how'd you think of that theory that one dude had about GT that kind of got blown out of the water in this? Because Goku's a ghost the whole of GT.
Oh yeah,
I mean, so clearly not.
It's not, but it's like
he is at the end.
You can see where he was coming from though.
It's the only the last episode.
Theory,
really?
The whole theory though, he was literally going back to the last episode. That was the weird thing. Okay. It's like you were saying he was there the whole show, like for most of the show, but he only was showing scenes from the last scene through the whole theory video, which I thought was...
Which, if you were saying it from that point, yeah, that makes sense. Like, he kind of does act like a ghost or a deity.
Did Shenron really revive Goku, or did Shenron just bring back his
take his soul, you know, and brought back his soul?
which makes sense. As I agree, he did take his soul there. I don't believe he fully revived Goku. He gave
No,
Goku
because he doesn't
physical
have
body.
he doesn't have a halo. He's a good guy. He would have had a halo.
Yeah,
but like
he was
he
in
put
heaven, but I
all
don't
of his
believe
ball
he had
into
no
the Dragon Ball
body.
beating the Shenron.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
And
he
Shenron's like,
killed himself.
yeah, you deserve to live, but like you need to repent a
Shenron
bit.
was like, you know what? He's like, I'm not gonna be watching over Earth anymore. Kami's dead. Piccolo's dead. I need someone to look over Earth. I'm gonna take you with me, and I'm gonna teach you how to become a god, and then I'm gonna let you come back and watch over the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's literally what it was. And then literally at the end of the episode, when he shows up, what do he pops up next to some random people, watches his great grandson fight.
Do his fight against Vegeta Jr.
Yeah, which was great. And then he left. Pan tries to catch him.
He leaves when he realizes Pan sees him. He's like, all right.
So can you realize? Yeah, because he knows he can't be physically with the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like he's too strong.
Impact.
There's no real point for him to be there.
No, he's the god of the world.
Yeah.
God cannot interject with the world.
He
God
becomes Sun Wukong.
Yeah, he can't be inserted into the world, so he distances himself.
It's almost like Journey of the West, which was the show was based off of. And hey, it's honestly, as far as endings go, this is like the best ending to a long-running series I'm pretty sure I've ever seen. I could be forgetting some, but in current memory,
I can agree with that. Yeah, I can
agree
definitely
this is
with
like
that.
the best for a long-running series. They almost never end well. And I'm not talking Full Metal Alchemist as a long-running. I'm talking about long, like multiple series shows. This is probably
not many shows. Not many shows are like that. Not many shows have 600 episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To go off of before you get to that point. So it's like that. That's kind of a rare thing. It's like just the fact that a show runs that long is really rare. I mean, what are you gonna go off of? You got this. You got Naruto.
Got Bleach.
Which ended. Bleach. Do you even declare Bleach yet? Bleach only ran for like 300. Bleach ended before 300. Bleach didn't even hit 300 episodes.
You have One Piece that's still going.
One Piece hasn't ended, so until that ends, you can't add that in. You know, what I mean, I don't understand how to work. The only one that went this long.
And when you look at you compare this to Super, when Super was supposed to be the cap of Dragon Ball Z, it's just it doesn't. Well,
Super supposedly
didn't end. It didn't even end. That's the worst part.
It's not over yet. That's the thing. Yeah. It's not over. They're supposed to come back next year with a whole new series.
It's just embarrassing almost that like GT was able to do so much more with so
in the amount of episodes.
Little, so much less
episodes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nowhere near. Like it literally ran short and Super.
Mm-hmm. And was I feel like it did unique things the whole way through.
Yeah.
Whereas
and kept it entertaining. It got you a lot of it, and it started to really rewards people who watched the show.
Kept doing unoriginal shit and stealing shit. And it's like, guys, come on.
Here's the big difference in my philosophy. Super was written under the intention that you didn't watch the original show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I feel like with Super. Like they go back
for those of you who didn't want to watch Z.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't really watch Z, but you know how big Dragon Ball is.
You've watched Team 4-Star Z.
You know?
Yeah.
Here you go. We'll comb over everything for you. You know what I mean? And we can reuse the old shit because they don't know it. Yeah. GT, they went in with the attention. Everyone's watched Dragon Ball. Everyone's watched Z. You know, those are our audiences.
People were tired of Z at Boo. So let's give them something a bit different.
No, I don't think like.
Then people didn't like Dragon Ball. It's like, all right, we'll do a bit more Z.
You know what I mean? Like this is for the truly hardcore fans, and those are the ones we're making this for. And they did.
It shows like hard at the end too, like super hard.
Oh, yeah, it shows super hard throughout the whole show, man. In all honesty, like that, this was written for the hardcore fan. This is for people. You watch Dragon Ball and you're like, oh, I fucking love this. You watch Z, and once you adjusted to how it changed, you're like, I fucking love this. You should love GT.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna pick on it for something small and stupid, that's most likely was repeated several times in Super, which is done several times in Super. I might add. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, yeah, it's just great. If you're a hardcore fan, this is better than Super.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a fan of either, Super. If you never watch either, Super is the better show. It's not even comparable. You can't just jump into GT and enjoy it. Yeah. You have to have watched.
Which is why it's always so annoying, and it's like the general stigma about around GT is like, oh well, don't watch GT. It's bad. It's like no, it's not. It's actually really good. But like the same people you see there, it's like just watch Z and Super, and it's like, but you missed Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
you missed the original, and it's like Dragon Ball sucks. It's like, but you're like, what?
Yeah.
It's just that annoying thing that keeps coming up with
Yeah,
GT
well,
a lot.
it's just the Z fans. It's just literally those Z fans, people who just were fans of Z and didn't watch Dragon
There's just like nothing wrong with that, but you got to give like
two
GT
groups,
its chance because GT will win you over if you watch it all the way through. It probably will, at some point.
if you can get past the first 25 episodes. But if you like Dragon Ball, that's a lot of episodes. You know what I mean? Like, you got to admit that's that's over 7 hours.
When it's giving homage to like the first and longest series.
That's over 7 hours.
Yeah, but it's the first and longest
the Dragon Ball thing. Well, I understand. I'm just saying, it's like it's based off of the first and longest series. Which, if you didn't like that series and you were just a Z fan, you're not gonna be able to get into GT. You're not gonna get past that part. You know what I mean? If you didn't like Dragon Ball, you can't watch this if you don't like Dragon Ball. If you like Dragon Ball, you can watch the show and enjoy it. If you didn't watch Dragon Ball or you don't like, I'm saying you're not gonna get past the first 25. That's the thing. You're not gonna get past that point. You're not gonna make it that far if you don't like Dragon Ball. And so you're just playing simple. But if you like Dragon Ball or you could at least tolerate it, you will love this show. And if you somehow sat through this spoiler-filled as hell show and you haven't watched it, just shut us off and watch it, please. Okay, like
it's honestly, especially after watching again, it kind of brought up my angers that I had in the past of like, oh, but they're talking about GT and they don't know what they're talking about. Just like, because like all the super shit brought it up again with like, oh, could Ultra Instinct could like the Super Saiyan gods beat Super Saiyan 4? And everyone's like, no, obviously Super Saiyan God is better. It's like, no.
It's like I would disagree with that.
I don't. The only thing that comes close is UI. That's
Ultra Instinct still doesn't have the speed. Ultra Instinct just had the ability to dodge. That's the thing.
No, like perfected Ultra Instinct, where he's like.
Well, Ultra Instinct was slightly faster than Jiren. Wasn't even that much faster than Jiren.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like. No, it's like I still.
We don't need that's like the only interesting fight you can do.
That's something you can't really. Yeah, it's like you can't really compare it though. It's like,
and this is going.
Unless you're like set the programmer and you're like trying to find shit to compare on like what this punch did here. You know, it's like to figure out how many megatons of power it has. You know, it's
which is pointless in a show like this. It's just if you want to dick around with.
It's stupid. It's like and then he makes videos like micro. Man, it's like just stop. The shows have different totalities of what is strong. You can't just sit there and compare them 1-to-1.
I mean, in the original Dragon Ball, Devilman was like the ultimate strong if you were bad because he could just kill you and take you to hell. Like, and he was a stupid idiot with a pitchfork and a suit. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, but it's like that's my issue with like the people will like set the program. Like, I got nothing against him, just the way his things ran, and he's trying to compare different shows of different totalities together. You know, death battles.
Could Goku beat Superman? It doesn't matter. They would never fight.
That's death battles. But it's like you try and compare their numbers. It's like on who's done what and how strong this is compared to how strong that is. Like, they're
in different universes, it's very hard. You could do the cool. Oh, but what if they fought? And you could do like a cool short, and that's neat. But like.
Yeah,
don't go farther than that. You're not going to be able to put any logic
battle because they throw that in at the end. It's like I really don't care about the numbers because the numbers aren't accurate. You know what I mean? Like you can't get accurate numbers and getting a good feel for who's better than who. You can't really do it. Yeah. It's like you just can't. You know, so I just don't like that in general. It's just always an annoying thing for me.
One thing that I do want to add because we talked about the last episode now. Rudded, you were super fucking. This wasn't on camera, but you were super wrong when I was like, "Yeah, it's GT Goku in Heroes," because he became a time patrol because there's nothing more to do, and you're like, "No," and I'm like, "Ha!" After I saw that, because he even has the fucking stick now. He has the power pole again at the end of this and flies off.
Damn it!
It's GT Goku.
God damn it!
And it makes sense because there's literally nothing for him to do in this universe anymore. He's done.
Yeah. He became God.
As long as nothing bad happens. And in Time Patrollers, they know nothing bad's going to happen.
Well, it makes sense for him to be a Time Patroller in that regard because he's got the Earth, so he has extra time. Yeah. He has extra time to do shit. He doesn't have to worry about it.
I think he's immortal, actually, because he, like, aged to adulthood, but, like, didn't look like he went any far past just, like, adult Goku.
Yeah, no, it's kind we don't know how much time's passed since GT. Like that's the thing is like, and technically he is a god, so it was 100 years.
Well, I'm talking about like 100 years later, but he grew, he developed his full body, and then he just stops.
What we just came to is like he was still a spirit form, so he can choose how he looks because he's a spirit. He doesn't have a physical body. is what we came to a minute ago.
Yeah.
You know, and if he is just a spirit, yeah, he could make himself look at any age. He could choose his appearance. You know, so it's like, yeah. But anyway, it's like, yeah. So overall, you know, really good. Show just really knew how to fucking pull your heartstrings though. Like, God did it.
Yeah, towards the end.
Like, oh my God. Like, throughout the whole show, it gave you those little moments. Like, it would always give you a little tug. You know what I mean?
Here's all the nostalgia from back when you were a kid. It's like,
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like I wanted to watch Dragon Ball again after this, and that's not an easy watch. So it's like,
No.
that was a lot that it
No, it's
wanted me
not.
to do. So I already gave it my rating, and we've.
I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah. Dragon Ball.
I think it's the best Dragon Ball show out there. I think it's better than Z.
Really?
Yeah, I think Z is just a great introduction to shonen anime. I don't think it's a great anime. I just think it's a great introduction. If you want someone to watch anime, if you want someone who's in anime and they want a first one to watch, Dragon Ball Z is a great place to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's always
Kai.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kai. Yeah. It falls into the same
But it
show.
doesn't end. Just pick up where it does. It does all the canon.
You know what I mean?
Like Boo's
it's
mostly
like,
filler.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that. No, I understand. Like
No,
Boo just mostly does the Teen Gohan stuff during Boo Saga for the most part. But overall, yeah. But I mean, just overall, it's a great introduction anime. It's a great introduction. You know what I mean? It gives you the good action sequences, gives you an okay story, deep enough characters. You know what I mean? To get into it. It's a great doorway. I just don't think it's a great anime. As someone who's already been watching anime, I don't think would like Z too much, just because it doesn't do anything unique. It just does everything acceptable. It's really
and
just
you've
acceptable.
seen most
everything.
of the things. If you've watched a lot of it too, and for some reason didn't watch Z, and for some reason
So
didn't watch
it's like-
Z, you've seen most of it done because it's so popular and so well known and formed so many, like it reformed shonen basically.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people gaped it like hard too.
Yeah.
You've seen it someplace
So
else
it's like-
probably.
So it's it's like but going back comparing modern anime to Z, it's like most people wouldn't want to watch Z. Like most people wouldn't like it. It's just that's just how it is. It's just not. It's like it's just not
surprising
great,
that
so.
Super had its run that it did. It's having the run that
No,
it
I'm not
did,
surprised.
so-
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I mean, it's a big enough name to where it's gonna be popular. Like just the impact of the name alone for reshaping the industry is gonna get his views. But I wouldn't be surprised if like 35% of the fan base were people who never watched Dragon Ball before or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was a bunch of people who never even watched the show.
I'd say that's bad. It's kind of unfortunate for like.
It just changes a lot. So
when you state your opinion and you state it like that, you should probably throw in the addendum of like I've only watched Z and.
So, anyways, Poison, are you back? I heard some noise.
I think he fell asleep. I honestly, legitimately think he fell asleep.
Yeah. He did say he didn't want to be a part of this because he didn't remember it.
Well, Poison did tell me a couple times that he did like it. I don't know. I'm not going to throw a rating in his mouth, but probably a 6 or a 7. It's probably
somewhere above. It's above 5, definitely.
Probably because he said he really enjoyed it after he watched it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Poison isn't the biggest Dragon Ball fan, anyways. So he likes.
He's one of those people. He's one of those people who didn't really watch Z. He didn't. Like, that's the thing. He never watched Z, so he's one of those people. Super. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna get GT. He's not gonna understand everything that's going on, and you know what I mean? Like he's that fan base. I said probably wouldn't like GT, which he liked it, but he didn't have this. It didn't have the same impact to him as we do. Yeah, he liked it for the fights, which did get good later on. Yeah. So it's like So he was that fan base I was talking about earlier. Yeah, you've never really watched Dragon Ball or really Z. You're not gonna get in. It's not gonna get a strong grasp on you. It's not gonna grab it, sinks its hooks into you like it does us. So
that's basically all you can say about it.
Yeah,
we pretty much exhausted the well now.
We did exhaust the well, yeah. So overall, it got a 7 and an 8, or no, just 2 7s, whatever.
2 7s, and then a possible 6 or a 7.
Yeah,
but that's like, oh god. But you liked it so much, then why isn't? Because Dragon Ball can't really go past 7. The only reason I think original Dragon Ball is an 8 is because it's Dragon Ball, and it's the show that literally got me into anime as a kid, and like got me super into it. So obviously it's going to be a bit higher.
For me, that's Inuyasha and Trigun. Those are the two for me. Those are two that got watching anime. You know,
I watched
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha a lot too on Adult Swim.
I love.
Should go back and watch that and see how terrible it is.
Oh yeah,
Because
no,
I know
crap.
it's got to be bad.
Oh, it's complete crap.
It's
There's
gotta
so
be
much
bad.
dead time in it. There's so many dead episodes. Like it is.
Of
it
like,
is
and
complete
there's
crap.
so much of like Inuyasha blindly chasing Kakome around and
Mhm.
shit. It's just like, oh.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's
Ugh.
just we would talk so much. We would drag on it so much. Like if it came out today, it would not. It's like again, it's one of the days to where it's like it doesn't age well. It goes off being out of an older format. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work well by today's standards. It wouldn't last today, which is a shame, but it's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we want to talk about forgettable characters and stuff, that leads in well with the next thing of Domon Kashu, that I'm going to recommend up next.
You're gonna do G Gundam?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually watched the 2 last episodes to find a good, not like the last episodes, but like the
Kinda
parts
like
where I
flipped
thought
around
the
the
split
middle.
was, and there's a perfect
Yeah.
split in it. So it's fine if we wait a couple weeks. Because
Okay.
there is a perfect split, and that's G.
Problem there is a person called Poison who's gonna watch the whole show and then forget it if we wait a couple weeks.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to remind Poison he's not allowed to watch past this episode. Like, I don't care. It's like, oh, I'm already done. He's just not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, that
watch
was
it
a kind of a mistake he pulled here, and
that was a huge mistake.
obviously
He watched this like over a month
it
ago.
backfired so hard too on
Over, like,
him,
a
where he
month and
didn't
a
even
half.
remember anything.
Over a month and a half ago. I mean, even if we did it last week, I doubt he would have remembered anything.
Yeah.
It was over. You know what I mean? In all honesty. And then he didn't even rewatch it. He's like, I'll skim the episode.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so you rewatched the fights.
And he already has trouble with his memory, like unlike me, who I'm not saying I have a perfect memory, but for like the things I know, I have a pretty fucking good memory of. Like fucking Hunter x Hunter. I remember everything up to Greed Island, and that's where my memory fades because it started to lose.
That's when the show got a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like Greed Island wasn't horrible for me. Greed Island was a little weird.
All I
it was
remember
more
is
of
them going around.
It was just more of a development
training. I
arc
like
for
the
me.
training, but
Yeah,
then
no, it was
the
more
whole
about
bomber arc
development
was
there.
so dumb.
Yeah, the bomber was
It was
not great.
like you could have had this as a side thing going on and just accidentally ran into each other. You didn't have to force these two together as hard as you did. It's like
Yeah.
especially because multiple people can win Greed Island, so it's like, what the fuck is the point? Whatever. Well, that's a story for another time. G Gundam is also a very old one with a very forgettable main character because he's just a black hair, spiky hair character.
He's spiky, over-exaggerated personality.
He's not exactly over-exaggerated, actually. He's not.
Huh?
He has
He
a more.
looks
He's more subtle.
over-exaggerated. He looks over-exaggerated. He has that look. Okay, Domon Cashew does have that look.
He is over. When he gets hyper, he does get hyper.
Like he seems like one of those guys that just has those 10-minute scream moments, like golden finger.
Well, he does.
And he's just pointing his finger at them for 5 minutes as he's screaming, and you're like, man,
He does.
lung
He does have
capacity.
his moments. But this is a pretty old one. We're watching the first half, which is what I say is by far. I hate that they did that. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I just looked at his image and it has like one of the worst Gundam designs. It's just Sailor Moon Gundam. I don't know if that's in the first half, but there's a certain point in this show where it kind of loses the thread, and I don't know if that's a 24 or after when the show is closing off. So we'll see. But that's basically it. G Gundam. English dub is what I'm going. Doesn't really matter. I remember them being pretty identical, but I'm doing the English dub.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'll probably follow you on that.
there's that.
But
It's pretty findable. You can find it anywhere. I actually have a DVD of this.
Oh, okay. I'm
Like a
gonna probably just
collection
watch
of
it.
DVDs. It's not because back then it wasn't like one DVD can play half the series. Now it's back then it was one that had like
DVD,
2 or 3
the whole.
episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
back
so
then.
it's like a box. I have a fucking. Speaking of boxes, I have like one of the worst Godzilla boxes ever. That's just all the bad Godzilla movies. Like the one, like they have 3 of the ones with him and his little shit kid. Do you remember that Godzilla that could speak English?
Oh my god.
I was like, yeah, and would run around. It was so fucking annoying. I was looking at this box like, oh, cool, Godzilla movies. It's like monsters included, Rodan, Mechagodzilla Mark II, and I was like, oh, cool. And it's like it's the reason all these guys are in it is because it's in the screenshot movie where they do the trailers of all the other movies, but it's the fucking baby Godzilla doing it. It's like, oh my fucking god, I hate this so much. It's an awful box. I don't know what it is, but it has a cool cover art. It's probably why my mom bought it for me when I was a kid, but like, my god, did it suck. Hi, baby.
God, with a huge assortment of horrible movies.
Baby dog was sleeping after his little wah rant. Alright. So, cutting off here.
Yep.
See y'all next week for G Gundam. Or maybe we might do an interim of
Next month.
superheroes. Maybe, if we feel like it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's only 3 episodes, but we'd have to get Poison to watch that.
I don't think he's even gonna be.
I'll be here next week. It won't be the same now. He won't have forgotten it because he hasn't watched it.
Be one of the two. It's either gonna be G Gundam or that. If it's that, just go watch the episodes because we're only gonna do up to 4. Oh,
there's only 3 out. There's only 3 of heroes out.
Oh,
only 1 to 3 are out.
Yeah. So we're only that's like 30 minutes. So it's not a big deal anyway. So
we could literally do both of them at the same time if we wanted to. We could literally open it with heroes and then since we just finishing up Dragon Ball
I think
Z.
we're gonna do that. We'll do a cheap little side one. I'd go on the end. What the Digo? Come here. All right. See y'all next week or whatever.
See y'all.
If something happens.
It'll be a pleasure to have you pretend to hear us next time on a next episode of Anime Book Club.
It's terrible and everyone hates it.